Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Welcome, 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 people. Watagwan, Watagwan. I hope you guys are feeling well. I hope you're having a good weekend. For those who had a rough week, you are in the right place because we're going to change your energy and change your vibration, people. Tonight on Jamaica Celebrity Talk, we have two remarkable young ladies, both experts, one would say, in social media. First up, we have Icita who is a social media guru. Hey, listen, people. Remember, I take a whole heap of the jobs them, from my back. So, yeah, I'm kind of floating. Yeah. So, the purpose of this, of course, is to document their story. And social media is a massive part of entertainment, and you know what we do here is we talk about entertainment. And I decided that there's no way we could be doing this without talking to two persons who have made an impact, or who understand the concept of social media and how it has changed Jamaica, changed the world, changed entertainment. As a result of social media, you can literally become a star in one night. Literally. So just want to tell you all, thank you so very much for being here. No, hold on there. Yeah. Yeah. So my name is Peter Lloyd. This is Peter Lloyd World YouTube channel, and we are going to get this started. The first up, we're going to talk to Icita. Now, I've known her for a minute. Lovely human being, wonderful person, really knowledgeable about social media. So we're going to bring her up and have a conversation with her regarding her life, etc. And people, me lucky, a two at girl me there with tonight, two at girl, two Nubian queens, and I'm grateful. So we're gonna bring up Icita, who is a social media guru. Natisha, what's going on?
I'm good. Good night. How are you, Peter?
I'm very, very good. I'm happy that you decided to do this. I am actually humbled that you decided to do this.
Absolutely. It's a massive pleasure.
Oh, the pleasure is mine. The purpose of this stream really is to document life stories of Jamaicans like yourself, people in entertainment sphere. And we decided that we cannot be talking about entertainment without mentioning the one thing that has impacted entertainment more than anything else in the last 10 to 15 years, which is social media. It has changed the platform completely. So before we start, tell us a little bit about your history. I mean, where are you from originally? Which school did you go to, etc.?
I am a country girl. I'm originally from Savlamar, Westmoreland. I was born and bred on 24 Beckford Street. My dad still lives there.
Yes, nice.
And I went to the Manning School. And from there, I went to University of Technology and the World. So that's my humble beginning. I'm the oldest for my mom of 5 children. She has 4 girls and 1 boy. And I have 2 lovely girls of my own now. I know I'm living one together, and I am a full-time online business coach for social media. How I started in that, 10 years ago thereabouts, I started a blog. And from that blog, I decided I needed to find a way to make money because these Caucasian women in the States are balling on their blogs. Mom blog became a thing. Mommy, and I'm like, I'm a mom and I'm blogging, so why I can't make the money too? So I figured out with a lot of research how to essentially sell digital content. So the first thing I started to sell was a checklist, a cleaning checklist for women staying at home with their kids, how to organize their life and cleaning a schedule and clean out them fridge and make up them bed and cook them husband dinner and, recipes and that kind of thing. And they bought it. They bought something that pretty much we do every day with our eyes closed and our hands tied behind us. And from there, I was living abroad at that time. I came back to Jamaica and I couldn't find a job because I was out of Jamaica for 10 years and I had to start from scratch again. And it wasn't working because now I had 2 kids, car payment, rent, that kind of stuff. It just wasn't working. And somebody said to me that, social media is kicking off here in Jamaica. Why not try your hand in corporate social media? So I'm like, okay, I do social media for myself. What's the difference? The difference was vastly different because you post for yourself, you posted out. At that time, there was no content strategy or social media strategy. There was just marketing and that kind of thing. And from there, I got Yellow Pages, social media pages to handle for on a contract. They had 15 pages and I think like 4 or 5 Instagram, and I had to create content for the month. I literally took that account because they just said sink or swim, and I sunk it. But I learned from that mistake, and I learned to kind of figure out what worked. I did a lot more research. I educated myself. I did online courses. I followed people. I went on YouTube before YouTube was even a big thing, and I taught myself what to do. I tested my own strategies, and then I went from one account to the next. I think I got Rare Nephew Wines and then Gas Pro and then some other big accounts to kind of handle and do images and so forth. So I created a social media agency where that was concerned, and I was doing that, but I still felt like I was working for somebody. So I wanted to have a part of the business that was mine. So I went back into blogging, started making other things. I was going through a divorce. So I started to help women to get over their divorce and be more wholesome and love back themselves and find that path. And I started to sell an email course, a 21-day email course into loving yourself. And that kicked off, and that made me some money, and went into that. I decided, okay, I started.
Hold on there. So wait. So this is the blog that you're doing. Why? No, I mean, you're giving us a lot of great information. But I have to go back to the very beginning. Why blogging, and define that? Because there are people who really don't know what a blog is. All right. And for anybody who's watching or who's going to come along and watch after when we split this up, define blogging and tell me what was the driving force. What made you get into blogging initially?
All right. So there's essentially 2 types of blogging. Blogging for fun and blogging to make money, which is a vastly different thing. Right. Blogging to make money is running an online business, a proper business. So blogging is essentially a writing platform where you put up your thoughts. So I had thoughts at the time to be a writer. I wanted to write. I wanted to be that kind of thing. I was sitting at home, just had a baby, didn't have any clue what I wanted to do. And I was abroad, and my entire family was in Jamaica. Right. So I had to be doing this call, that call, send this email, and this person would read and call. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start a blog to give them updates on my kids, my daughter at the time. And I did the blog, and I gave them the link to read what was happening, what she was doing, her teeth coming, that kind of stuff. Then I cut off my hair. I had locks, like shoulder length locks, and I cut off my hair, and I started to do a TWA, and I got a drove of people asking, how you manage? How did you do that? Why did you make that stance? And how do you take your hair now? And you look so nice. How are you doing your makeup? And I started blogging about my natural hair journey. Right. And that process just kind of took off, as it was at the cusp of natural hair movement. And I was a part of that. I named my blog The Born Natural, spinning the whole Born a Jamaica, me Born Natural. Why you look like that? So why you look like that? Because I'm born so. So I'm born. Yes. So yeah, Born Natural. Born with process here and we got them things. So I named it that, and I just continued. I started that for that time though, for that blog, it was really just what I did. I was making the money from it. I was just, AdSense, I get a $2 here from Google, $100 here from Google because I've done traffic for none to, that's a little tip in the bucket of what you can make. So I had the blog, came back to Jamaica. Through the blog, I got to go to events for natural hair and skincare and beauty and that kind of thing, and that made me money there. And then I started the mommy blog, Mommy on Wine. So I like wine. I really like wine. So I started the whole Mommy on Wine thing and said that as a mom, drinking my wine with my two girls, this is how you go get over all the shit, if I can say that here, that life is throwing at you as a mom and black woman. You can't do it, and you can't do it with a glass of wine, looking classy and cost just as much. So I went ahead and I did the blog where that was concerned, and that blog made enough money, so I bought my first car off of a lot.
Right.
I'm go on, want the carrier, I'm gonna want to get there, and they'll come pick it up back, and them say, okay, I'm gonna say thanks, I'm drive off of the lot with the car. So it did work, it made sense. So blogging, it takes, you have to know, look into your analytics and see what people are reading and make series out of those. If I blog about my earring and I get 10,000 people like my earring, I blog about my necklace and how it matches my earring, and then how my hair matches my earrings. So you make a series out of it. So you essentially get the same people coming back for the content. So just like with anything on social media, you try to be the master of one thing and then you branch out. So if you're going to blog about cell phone or do a social media about a business about cell phone, you want to niche right down to a cell phone under $20 made by Apple, so to speak, and you talk about everything that's around. You talk about the colors, the size, the features, how you get it, how you fix it, everything. So everybody know that you know are the person to come to for this $20 phone that Apple has. And that is how you build your audience. And then from that, the audience will start to push you into, why you not get a more expensive phone and you say, all right, I'm going to get another one. Or why you not try Samsung and after half of the persons are asking for a particular thing, then you branch out. So that's essentially how blogging and social media work. And if you read your analytics and ask questions to your audience and listen to what they're saying, you will forever be making money on that platform once you're consistent.
So okay, so apparently you got into this because you had a passion for what you're doing. Clearly, it came from a personal place, and then you saw the potential in this thing for it to make money. I mean, for it to transition into something completely different.
Right.
Now, several persons have asked me regarding the trophy being on tonight. There are things that a lot of people are confused about. I have been told two opposing things regarding social media in general. One set of people say you need to know the technicalities, the keywords, the search engine optimization, the algorithms. And then another set of people say, yo, find something you're passionate about, perfect it, work at it, and your audience will eventually find you. All right. Which of it for you? What drove you? Was it just, yo, more right about this? And I realized, wait a minute, I'm making a little money. So I keep pushing. Or was it that you said, you know what? I'm gonna blog about my hair because I think there's a market. Which one happened with you? Or
it was passion. I did what I love because I found out from the blogs that because it took effort to sit down and write a blog for an hour or 2 or sometimes 4 hours, find the images, find the keywords, market it on social media, Pinterest, it can become taxing and really mind-boggling and very frustrating. You have to love what you do so you will be consistent and you will consistently stay motivated to do it. Because no matter how many followers you have or what platform you have, they thrive on consistency. Whatever technicalities that you're using, consistency is what works. So if you're going to blog, Google Analytics and Google AdSense pick up the consistency. Your followers pick up the consistency. The social media that you put them on pick up the consistency and knows to put you in this space all the time. So it's a little bit of technicality where after you started and you're putting your passion and everything into it, and you're like, okay, I'm doing this for 6 months, I'm doing it for a year now. I think I've built up my credibility. I think I've shown, and I have some followers, and I get some questions asked and all of that. I don't tell anybody to start asking your audience for money until at least after 6 months to a year, closer to a year. You want to let them like, know, and trust you. If they don't like, know, or trust, they don't trust you, they won't buy from you. They don't like you, they won't follow you and share your stuff. You understand? So
Yeah.
in that process of everything, if you go through that, you have to really be passionate about it, build your audience, and then you can then start creating ways to earn money out of it that way. And when you're going to not earn money is when you're going to start to jump into the analytics of things and say, okay, where did this person come from who bought my first product? What post led them here? What comment led them here? What led them here? And repeat that process. So that's where
I
the
see it.
technicality comes in.
I see it. Most people don't have the time to do none of them something.
Yeah, that means it's not for you then.
Most
I know
people
you're
don't have that time.
post for fun. Post for
But
fun.
but then
Do
I
it
guess
for fun.
that's why we have people like you, because I mean you're technically a social media guru. That's your job.
Exactly.
One of the things I found as an artist is that when social media took off, my team could not find anybody in Jamaica, the whole Jamaica, who understood social media in a real way. Like we couldn't find anyone. We ended up working with somebody in Pakistan. Pakistan. He was
Yeah.
okay. He was all right. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so I've often wondered, why is it that in a country with so much talent we don't have more people like yourself and more people like Rashmi? More
Trust,
people.
distrust and indoctrination. We are
Yeah.
not, as bad as it might sound, Jamaicans frighten people are foreign.
Mhm.
Simple as that. There's still this thing of persons who know and knowledge and should be making certain amounts of money must come from a certain income class already, or be educated in certain levels, or have affiliates or come from a different country of some sort. And the reality is that's not the truth, because the same courses I do, the same level of thinking I go through, the same practices, the same backend, the same things that I have to go through as a social media coach. Gary V has to go through it with his team. Gary V is one
Right.
of the biggest social media, right? So he has to do the same thing, the same analytics I'm reading, the same people it's the same thing. It's a matter of know, like, and trust. And let me tell you, as a coach, and I coach female entrepreneurs who want to be online. You know the biggest
Right.
problem I have with them? They don't want to show their face. They don't want to be known for doing this.
Right.
Everybody wants to be famous, but don't want the limelight.
Yes, that's
They
actually
want
actually
they
true.
will have 20,000 followers and never show a picture of themselves. Never show up on a platform like this and speak about their product. Never show up in their lives. Never show up in their stories. Never go out, reach out to Gleaner themselves and say, listen, but good enough, so I need you to interview me.
Mhm.
Nobody now recommend me. Me recommending me. We don't do
Mhm.
those things. We don't push ourselves out there because we're all afraid of failure, and we all suffer from some sort of imposter syndrome. People are gonna say me a fraud. People are gonna say no, no, go so. There's going to be somebody better than me, and I go challenge them and say yes, bring on the challenge and bring on the better. I found females that are better and men who are better than me on social media. Do friend them,
Mhm.
friend.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
see
That
you
makes
do
sense.
this and you're
Mhm.
doing it better. How did you get this done? I really want to offer this to my audience. I really want to offer this to our clients. A client came to me with this thing. Can we work together to fix their problem? Because I'm really concerned about the client. So how do you friend them? There's no competition. There's only collaboration. So I
That's
think
that's an
Jamaica,
interesting thing.
we're so
That's an interesting
competitive.
thing. I'm sorry to cut you. But I mean,
But
it's really interesting because you're talking about a cultural norm within us in Jamaica. And the thing about social media is that social media tends to be very global. I mean, I have people who follow me from all over the world, Australia,
yeah,
Asia, all over the world.
yeah.
So let's jump ahead. You've got your contract with, I think it's Rare Nephew, right? What happens then? Because of course at that point you're now a professional
I'm
social.
a professional. I'm a
What
professional.
happens then?
I'm a social media manager. I'm a
Right.
social media management. I have an agency. I have a registered business. I have invoices, that
Mhm.
kind of thing. And I built on that. Started small accounts. Help people build their business up while I was still managing that and learning, did events, and from that in social media. So now I'm known for social media. and I'm known for managing social media pages. But then through the grapevine and listening to other persons around me, I went into promotional hostessing. So I had a group of girls who worked with me who had sent to parties, to bottle girls and that kind of stuff. So I went into the promotional aspect of things, and I went managing them. I'll go down to some fest with girls who work in booths and manage them to ensure that they were making their sales target and showing up on time and physically representing the aesthetic of the brand. So I worked with what's the chocolate, Cadbury, Fancy, that kind of stuff, to do that kind of thing for a while doing the social media business and pushing that through. And then I left from there, and somebody said to me, like, listen, I want you to help me to start a blog. And I was like, oh boy, sure, okay, fine, I can do that. And when I started to help them in the nights between 10 and 2 a.m., we worked at 10 to 2 a.m. And I was helping her, and she's like, halfway through, she said to me, Icita, there's no way I could have found this online. There's no way I could have done this with all this stuff I've done. You need to start to do this. And then here's where imposter syndrome comes in. My best friend did social media with me. She helped me start the whole. She said to me, go and do this, man. You can do it. Yeah, you got it. She started a blog. When I started the Mommy Unwind blog, she started a blog to help people start blogging. So I felt like if I went into this, even though we two were coming from blogging, I'd kind of look like I'm following her. I look like So I just said, you know what? I'll help you. I'll figure it out. In helping her, I realized that from blogging, I also had the knack to find other businesses within your business. So I found multiple streams of passive income in her niche. And I also helped her start 2 other physical business in the 6 months we worked together. And I started to do it for myself, and I took on another person and did that with that person. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to start an online business to do this. And I reached out to 5 other females, and I took them into a program, pushed them through, and I realized that it's the same strategies, no matter the product, no matter where you are, no matter the personality, the strategies are still the same. There's this sequence you need to follow. There's this idea you need to be, this present you need to have. And I just did that for 6 months with them, got the testimonials, got the proof, got the information, created the systems, created the payment platform, did the social media pages, did everything. And I just said, okay, I'm now going to start an online business to help women to start an online business. And essentially using social media and content creation to push driving money into their business. And that's essentially how it really got started. So it was from blogging to social media, and then using blogging and social media, the combination of both, to do what I do now.
Wow. Okay, so that's a lot. And I mean, that's a lot of great stuff. But listen, this platform is really about entertainment, and the impact of social media and entertainment has changed the globe. It's just changed stuff in ways that, I mean, I was having a conversation with some artists earlier to this afternoon. Big up Nadira X. Nadira X was there. Mr. Fulton, congrats. And we were talking about how social media has impacted us and how it has impacted entertainment. And one of the persons said, and I could concur, because I have a 15-year-old, and my 15-year-old daughter, I have never seen her turn on the radio. Ever.
My kids don't know what I should ask them. Ask them now if they know what a radio is. So you know what a radio is? Okay, she knows what a radio is. She said yes. Have you ever seen one? Like physically touch one? The 9-year-old knows a radio. The 7-year-old, so she asked me, what is that?
Okay, yeah. So we were saying, I mean, for people in the music industry, how are people, because back in the day, what you had to do is you have to record a song and mix it, you shoot a music video, and then you have to physically go to the radio stations, the CD or whatever, the disc jocks, etc. Yeah. But a lot of the youngsters I know are not consuming music that way. They're finding music here on this platform. And I kind of feel that there's a sort of how would I put it now? There's a gap between the artists themselves, right?
Mm-hmm. And
Social,
their audience.
yeah, because the audience is consuming the music in a different way. Not just music, pretty much anything, movies, anything. It's coming from a different source. Now, someone like you who's a social media guru, and I mean, you know, I know that we have to really pay for your services because you're one of the best at what you do. But I have to ask, do you think that most of our artists are properly utilizing social media?
No, and
Do you think I am using, okay, you think Peter Lloyd is using social media properly?
you're not using it only for music though.
No.
Your social media spin is a musician's lifestyle. And
Yeah,
that
fair enough.
you're doing very well where that is concerned because you're showing your vlogs, you're showing your personality, you're showing your life. So you're not only, honestly, if every artist would take that approach, it's not about my music alone. It's not about the hype and the party and the girls and drinking alone, but it also depends on the audience. So I wouldn't be able to say that a popcorn is doing it wrong because I don't know the kind of people that really follows him and I don't know what they're saying. I've never been on his page, I've never seen his comments, I don't know what his back end speaking up like the person really are sharing and things. What I do understand is that people, artists, are very much focused on the likes and the followers and not what matters, not the numbers that really matter. They're not looking at the who is clicking out of here to buy my stuff, who is clicking out of here to listen to the music here, who is sharing this new music to others so they can go through and like it. They're not looking at the right numbers. So if they're not looking at the right numbers, they won't be using social media the right way. And for them, because they have such a big following, over 10,000, over 100,000 million followers, it is easy for them to realize where the grove of traffic is coming from and how to lead somebody one day.
Right.
So, for example, on an Instagram, they have an Instagram live, they can do shows on their Instagram live and bring in the audience that way. Instagram now has kind of branched out into you can pay persons while in the call, like TikTok. So you can
Yeah.
actually do affiliates and such. And so they're gonna do Instagram, I would say more static, more just kind of once a week and do an update. But for an artist now, I think an artist needs to like go on YouTube and TikTok. Go bleed TikTok for whatever it is. The audience and the type of people that are on TikTok share content. They download and repurpose it on other platforms. You can get paid through it and that kind of stuff. But for now, for what I'm seeing, I don't think the artists know. I think they're too driven by the wrong things. And again, it is like musicians are a little bit more freer in what they're doing. They have more leeway in kind of living their life through their music and that kind of
Right.
stuff. So it does depend on who they have following them. But I really think that these artists need to really get social media managers and manage their page to maximize that because social media is a money making venture. You can make money out of anything on social media. So have somebody who creates this thing and manage it for them properly. And they can always jump in with their one and two little idle posts, like we call them the one and two idle posts.
Right.
But
Right.
make somebody who knows what's going on bleed that for what it is. Have a million followers, have a million followers, and you can't get a number one on Billboard chart. I don't get that.
Right. Right.
How is that
Agreed.
possible?
Agreed. I completely agree. But you do know that, as I said to you, I mean, and you and I have known each other for a while. And I found you
15 years, I think it's
about
about
15 years. 15
years.
I mean, seeing as how you are 18 and I'm 20, yeah, about 15, about 15 years.
Grassroots days, primary school days.
Yes, the primaries, yes, when we were in primary school. So, but the thing is, though, I think when you say social media to most people within the art form, I'm not just talking about singers. I'm talking about players of instrument, actors, comedians, all this kind of stuff. I see patterns that I don't understand. So let me give you an example. I found out fairly recently, people don't laugh at me. When don't laugh at me, don't laugh at me. I just found out recently because someone reached out to me via email that you can purchase likes. I didn't even know that could be done. I literally just found that out. All right, people don't laugh at me. Hey, you know, And I kind of understand, because I think for most people, social media is driven by
numbers, likes and follows.
by likes and followers.
They focus on what people are seeing actively.
Right. Because there are promoters who book artists that way. I know that for a fact. But then one of the ironies of what I see is I see someone like a Barry Salmon who's iconic, who put on a show on social media platform, and I think it's over 1 million views at this point, right? But then there are artists who I see on Instagram who have hundreds of thousands, if not more, followers, and everything they post, there's 1 million likes, etc. But if they do a live show, they can't get 500 people there. So, this has always confused me. What do you think we're doing? What are we doing wrong where this is concerned?
You have no strategy. You have to have a strategy, and I don't mean anything technical. It is just a marketing knowledge or social media knowledge. You have an event, you market it 2 weeks before the event. Right. And you just flood people's timelines with it. You have to put money behind it too. You can't expect to market anything on social media and not put out ads. There has to be ads out, no matter how big you are. Because the reality is that we're working with a algorithm on social media platforms that really don't know who you are. They are only driven by numbers and what people are liking. But if you force the algorithm to carry something for you, it will. And you force it through ads, right? So they're focused 1, 2 on the numbers that people are seeing. When you're doing ads, you want to target people that actually have engaged with your content, like, know and trust you, and will share that content with you. Now, let me go back to the beginning. Don't buy followers, don't buy likes. That will mess up your engagement. That will mess up your account.
Okay, but when you say mess up your engagement, break that down in simpler terms. What do you mean by that?
So your engagement is how many people interact with your account, how many people are actively going to touch your things on their screen and write a comment and share and stuff. Who will actually see. The better your engagement is in their maths algorithm system, is the better they put you out to other people that don't know you. So your engagement is powered by the people who follow you, the people who share your stuff, the hashtags that people follow and then interact with your stuff. Like for example, for TikTok, their algorithm is a little different. They just flood everything on the For You page, and if you swipe through long enough, they'll come with your content, and more people stop and engage, touch your content, replay it or swipe it or share it or download it to share it. They will put it back again into the feed to other people see. So that's how engagement really works. When you buy followers and you buy likes, the algorithm knows that this is strange. What's going on here? Why all of a sudden you get 10,000 followers in 10 minutes? The artificial intelligence is saying that I don't have a math problem to solve this, and they are very basic. 0s and 1 equal 1, 1 and 0 are 10. That's just it. So when they see this craziness of flooding of information, they are going to do 2 things: block your account or flag it to be blocked, or stop all engagement coming to it until they figure out what is going on. I don't know. So you come in with 1 and 0, you go here, 0 go there. So you come up with 500. We only have 2 channels. What are we going to put it? Okay, stay back here till we figure out what's going on, and we'll push the people in. That makes sense. So when you buy engagement and followers, that's what it is. And I'm telling you from experience, you will have to close down that account and start a new one, or stay in the back end part of their system till them forgive you and you build out of it. So when you do that, those persons, so on, are not real people. They're also robots themselves and algorithms. They don't engage and click on your stuff and share your stuff. They're just there making up numbers. And if you buy likes on one particular post or for a few. So you have all other posts having 10 likes, and then this post have 10,000 likes, and your followers is 5 people. It just doesn't add up. It's math. And math only work one way. It can't work 50 other way. You get one answer. So don't do it that way. And if you do that and then want to do a promotion and you have 10,000 people on your page and 9,000 of them are robots, who is going to come? There's 9,000 robots who's going to click in and engage and share. No, you have to build your account up with the proper strategies and build real people to like, know, and trust you.
That means you're telling me that I should tell a person no.
You tell them no with 3 or 4 exclamation and block them. No. Thank you, but no thank you. I'm good, thanks. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. No, not do it.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I gotta say this. I'm an OG, you know. I'm really old school, and I kind of think. I mean, I came into music when you had to, you know, build out, find an audience, create the fan base. I mean, you know, we've done tours. We're the first year we go on tour to a certain place. Maybe 100 people come to all the shows in total. By the second year, we are sold out. So I kind of understand that, and I'm lucky because I've people like you around that I can call and say, okay, what the hell is going on? And then and the person coming up next rushing in. Yes, right. But I mean, I think for me personally, I found that this whole thing, what confused me. Hey, bestie. My bestie is on Silver Dallas. What's up, bestie? Love you, love you, love you. One of the things that that threw me off when I got into when I got monetized on YouTube is that people started to come to me about keywords, and I was like, "What are you talking about keyword? What is that?" And your SEO, your SEO. What are you?
Search engine optimization.
Right, and then I don't remember if it was you or speaking to someone else, and the person said, no, something called Project Blue Book, because I go to their seminars occasionally. And the young lady said, oh, you know, there are, so YouTube doesn't have one algorithm, they have many. And I was like, I thought it was, I don't know, listen, I'm so confused that, so what I decided to do is just do what I see people like yourself and Rosalind do. Me like did the interview with them. I'm getting to speak to great people. I'm seeing the numbers grow slowly. I'm documenting your story and your history. So that's a big deal. Now I'm going to jump back into your past. You just rushed over the fact that you're divorced. You're a divorcee. How did that impact you in terms of your work? I want him to go into the personal thing. How did it impact you? I mean, how long?
I said it to a potential client today. I say, I think everybody who is successful and define their own success has to have a little bit of grit in their past. Yeah. Now, my partner at the time, he was emotionally bankrupt. Let's put it that way. Okay. And it really led to some situations of infidelity and abuse. And I cried about it. I did my time. I did my process and my healing. But what I can say today from that situation, that was the best thing he did for me. The best thing that man did was cheat on me and slap me across my face. It might sound away, but guess what? It broke the trust I had and opened up my eyes to see that this was not what I needed to do. And because I was now left in a position to fend for myself and my children, I had to build. I had to start. I had to figure it out on my own. I had to take care of myself. I had to take care of my kids. I had to figure out to pay rent, get a car, get a job, put them in school, that kind of stuff. I had to do it on my own. Because, you know, even though everything has leveled off now and we're 100% co-parenting, when you have a breakup, no matter how bad it is or how good it is, there's always that time that nobody want to talk to nobody. And nothing's happening. And there's no growth, there's no progress, there's no collaboration. So during that time and being stubborn, I'm like, I can't be with him. Okay, you know, because I mean, and I said this all the time, you never break up because of one thing at all. Or you never break up because of one person's bad action, because it doesn't have to lead to that. It took 2 persons. So even though he did what he did, I contributed by not, you know, seeing certain things or not saying certain things that I should have said, or set certain boundaries that he knew he should cross. So with not setting any boundaries as a woman, and any woman can do it. If you set boundaries, man will step right across whatever you put on and do what they want.
Well, you know, not all of us.
Okay.
Okay.
You think about it. The difference is teachers that you might not do the bad things, but there'll be things that your girl will be like, I'm sure I wanted that, like you sure that you want to do. You know, your men are made that way to take advantage of certain things. So, you know, I'm not wrong with it. It's what I always say is that as a woman, you must know what kind of advantage you want to be taken of. You can
I mean, I'm sorry, I have to jump in and defend the other kids versus you, the queen. But you know, we not all of us are like that. Not all.
I never said that. I never said that.
No, wait. And sometimes because I've made my mistakes. I've done some dumb stuff. But you know, I think at the end of the day, sometimes breakups lead to creativity. And you said it. You basically had experienced that you wouldn't be the person you are today.
It did. It does. It has. I can remember what I was like at that time. I really was broken. I even remember the turning point when I realized that I cannot live like this anymore. I just cannot keep crying anymore. I can't keep allowing myself to feel this pain. I can't be dwelling on something. And then it took another year for me to understand this one simple fact. You cannot make somebody want what you want. Took 1 year after leaving and going through that, realize that you can't make nobody do what you want. You just have to say what you feel, and if that person is for you or respects you enough to make a change within themselves and do that. And after realizing that, it just kind of opened up the opportunity to kind of speak to him differently, call him and apologize to him for some of the things that I think probably contributed to where we ended up. And just tell myself, say, yo, I'm the bigger woman in this, me just bigger than this, and it now gonna break me, and I'm going to make it great. Because there was things that he said to me in that time too that drove me to success, drove me right there. That there was no other way, that there was no other direction to go than up after what he said. So, like I said, I cannot. It might sound away. And I know he might, and if he watches it, he's gonna say, boy, there she goes again talking with business. But the fact is, I am very grateful for what he did. The fact that he did it in the way he did, he never have to, but I saw him choose and I thought God makes me do it. I learned, and it made me boss right up. It made me boss right up for my girls. Like, no, one of my daughters has adamantly said school is not hers. She wants to be a YouTuber. Mommy, why don't you have to be a YouTuber? So if I can influence them to know that as in their generation, they can create a different stream of income than doctor, lawyer, and teachers and stuff like that, then I think I'm successful where that is concerned. I've shown them that I can, through creativity, make a living for them and let them be comfortable, and see that even though something horrible happened to me, I stood up and I went past it, and I am who I am. I'm good with what happened because I'm good now.
Listen. We could talk for the next 5 hours. You know this, right? There's so much information in terms of social media and otherwise. I guess what you're saying at the end of the day. Oh, first of all, can you tell us where we can find you on YouTube? They already have your Instagram running here. Let's just tell us where we can locate you.
Once you type in Icita and Atisha, it's right across, and that is social media branding. So once you type it in Google, you will find my Pinterest, my Facebook, my Twitter, my blogs, my online, my website, my coaching calls. I have a free coaching call too, so that's also everywhere. Once you type it in, you get a free coaching call to get you started and situated, or what I call a clarity call, because and I'm targeting Caribbean females and Caribbean female business owners or business-minded women, because I realize that a lot of people don't know that you can sit at home and make money to pay your bills and live a comfortable life and take a mini vacation every 3 months like me. I'm the best.
Nice. All right. So thank you very much for sharing some of your wisdom, sharing a bit of your life story with us. Your people, you're watching Jamaica Celebrity Talk. I'm your host, Peter Lloyd. This is Peter Lloyd World YouTube channel. We just spoke with the amazing Icita Natisha. You can find her on all social medias. Just look up Icita Natisha. The name is right there. Amazing guru. She has helped me a lot on YouTube and other platforms, you know, so that's one of the reasons I brought her on. And I'm very, very happy. Oh, by the way, before let me say this: we do a free online concert called the Royals in Concert, which happens the last Friday of every month. This month it is Friday, the 25th at 8 p.m. Jamaica time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We feature one of Germany's biggest reggae artists, beautiful, smart, sexy, amazingly talented. We're going to have Trickstar. Then we're going to have out of Jamaica, Black Fox, one of the rising young DJs, remarkably talented. And we have added a new feature, a new artist segment, and we are featuring Icita's daughter, this is going to be the first time she's going to be performing in public. So make sure you stop by. We're going to have guest hosts. We're going to have Italy herself as one of the guest hosts, and we're going to have Nadira X. So hopefully soon we can get Rochelin and we can get Icita and Atisha to come on as hosts. You have shared so much with us, and I'm just encouraging people to go look you up, because people, me I got IR, me and she are going to work together. Me I tell you something, I need the help, you don't care what to say. I mean, you know, one of the things that about me, I have to admit, Icita, is that I'm not ashamed to say, I don't know, I need for grow.
Yeah, that's true. You're not afraid to say it.
No, because you know, I mean, you know. So thank you. I'm gonna ask you to hang around and we have a discussion a little later on.
I will.
Yes. People, I'm lucky tonight. Lucky because the two hot girl I have with me tonight. Two hot girl. Yes. I'm very fortunate. Two hotters I have, and two Nubian queens, two beautiful, sexy, smart, amazingly talented women. Now, this young lady, we met about 5 years ago, and the minute I saw her, I fell in love. I was like, oh my gosh, she's just so cute. And, sexy, gorgeous, all this stuff, but she's just so, let me tell you, Rush, when you see Russia, you just want to hug her and just squeeze her and say, "Oh, booby." People, you should see her face. I say, "Why, Peter? Why?" But love her, and I've had the pleasure of watching her grow her YouTube channel from, I think it was less than 1,000 people when we met, and this week Wednesday gone, she just hit 50,000 subscribers. I mean, she's just working miracles, and she's a remarkable person. We're fortunate to have her here with us on the Jamaica Celebrity Talk tonight. So let me bring her up. We're going to bring up Rochelin. What up? What up, God? I know you did not like that. I know you didn't like that. It's true, man. The first time I meet him, I said, Dave, who that? No, Dave. Let's look at this.
First, you know that monkey emoji where he covers the face? That's where
It's true. Let me say this first off. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I've seen you lock in and focus, and you've grown your channel in a way that is just remarkable. And your content is just remarkable. I follow your stuff. I love your stuff. You know, so anyway, can you tell us a little bit about your history, where you're from, where you went to school, family, that stuff, before we get into everything?
History, where I'm from, where I went to school. All right, let's see how we tackle this. Well, I'm a Woolmerian. I went to Women's Girls, or as Woolmerian say, we must trust high school for girls.
What school?
Yeah.
No, I like KC, you know, I love KC, so yeah, big up. Well, I dated a few girls from Women's back in the day, and, you know, I don't know, they loved us, you know.
Okay, you see, you KC men are all the same. But we'll not get into that. I
All
went
right.
to Womack for high school. And then I went on to go to University of Technology where I did finance and international business. And then after that, just entered into the working world. And then I'm here. I'm young, so I don't have much of a past. So school, work. I'm here right now. Working
Hold on there. One second.
full time.
1 second. Amar White says, I think she's beautiful inside and out. That's so true.
Oh, well, thank you,
That's so
Amar.
true. That's so true.
Appreciate it.
But I mean, you have done something that is not easy. It's not an easy feat to do what you've done. And clearly, I mean, obviously one of the things that have made you so so successful. Yeah. Yeah. Let me just I like Freudian slip, but let me shut my mouth.
Really
So successful. Let me shut up. It's so successful is your remarkable personality. I mean, like I said, when I first met you, there's an ease about you. And when I see you, when I watch you in your vlogs, people engage with you as if they've known you forever because you just have that kind of personality. What drew someone like yourself to social media and to YouTube? Why? Why did you go there?
All right, so my YouTube journey started, as you know, 5 years ago. And it really started because I wanted to document my hair journey. Because at the time I had just I had processed hair. So I had just cut off my processed hair, going back natural, and I wanted to document that journey. So it really was a hair channel. Well, I mean, it was a channel that I was showcasing how I'm able to grow back my hair, the different protective styles that I was doing at the time, different natural hair techniques that I was learning at the time, and those that I had known from I was a much younger girl. My grandmother used to do my hair like a Chinese bun.
Right.
And I'm now trying to kind of like find myself, find what works for me. And then because I also used to go to hairdresser, and every time I go there, they tell me that my ends need to be clipped, and I'm end up cut off my hair. So I'm saying, no, no more hairdresser. I'm gonna do it for myself.
Right.
I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna understand, learn about my hair, and then I started documenting that on YouTube. I mean, I had wanted to start from before that, but like a lot of persons, very hesitant, don't know when's the right time. I wonder if I'm gonna get the comments, the backlash,
Right.
just all of that. But it was at that point when I started, I decided to do YouTube. And then I had also just done the first protective style that I learned from watching YouTube, because the faux lock, started doing faux lock in my hair. And then persons started liking it when I posted it on Instagram, to the point where they start asking me to do their hair. And I'm like, I don't know anything about your hair, I know about my hair. But I'll do it anyways. And that kind of started a business, not kind of, it started a business that I've done for 2 years every weekend consistently. And I just kept doing that. It helped me to move on my own, to get a place, to kind of like move up. Even though I've always had a 9 to 5 at that time, but one source of income is never enough. So I'm always a person that's looking for another revenue stream. So after now documenting that journey, doing faux lock, showcasing it on YouTube. Of course, when it just coming into the space and you're in this space, you don't find yourself yet. So I was a lot more timid, a lot more shy, and it wasn't catching on the way it was. I started not introducing more vlogs. It wasn't catching on, but you keep doing it because you keep doing it. The only thing is though, when I actually started, I must admit I was not consistent for like the first 3 years. Like I'd post, I'm doing my thing, but then there's a point where I even forgot I had a YouTube channel. Life goes on, then I come back and post another video, and then disappear again, and then post another video, which is what you're not supposed to do as a content creator, as somebody that's trying to grow on YouTube.
So wait a minute. So 1 second. Your thing is in the reverse then. Most people start YouTube in the hope of generating an income. You started a vlog that brought you to it's called faux locks. What is it? I call it locks. Right. So you are reverse. You are all. It led you into a business that was lucrative, and then you said, I'm going to go back into YouTube. Let me say this real quick. Marva Mahone says yes, she's very informative. Yoshi right says Yoshilin representing. Let's go. That, if you don't know, that's what she says in her blogs, and we're all in love with her saying that. You know what I'm saying? Omar, of course, he said Fortis Carrier said they non-protest. The brave may fall but never yield. Fire burns good.
Yes, man. Oh no. Oh God.
Sorry. I mean, if one of my brothers, Rushing, I was head boy of Kingston College, you know, head boy.
I can tell.
You know, say, if you cut this purple blood coming out, okay, no doubt about it.
Okay.
All right. So you say now you got into it, but you were inconsistent, and you're saying that's one of the things you must never do in YouTube.
Yes, I was inconsistent, and I wouldn't say it was YouTube that brought me to Folax. It was just me trying out posting it on my other social media platform, because I got a lot more traction at the time on Instagram, and it was that led me to the Folax. But I was still doing YouTube because I've always liked creating content. You check my phone right now, I have 25,000 photos in my library. I take a lot of videos. I'm always capturing moments. That's just actually one of my hobbies, to go back and just go through the photos and look back at the memories and all of that. So it was something that came natural to me, and I wanted to do that with it here. And then I started introducing more of my life. And even though that wasn't taking off the way I would have liked it to at the time, I still did it, though inconsistently. I still did it even when I wasn't getting a lot of eyes, per se, right?
But were you doing it because of passion, or is it that you saw the potential to earn, or was it both?
A little of both. I was doing it because I genuinely like to do it, and then after doing research on it, then I see the potential that it could have for earnings, and so it's a little of juggling both. And really, it just blossomed into a full lifestyle package after that, from doing here to increasing my life. I had done a video maybe about 3 years ago for Carnival, where it was a totally unplanned, spur of the moment thing. Just walk up on the road and say, all right, I'm going to go do a Carnival video. And just for doing it. And it was actually a friend of mine that encouraged me to come document Carnival. I'm not a soca person, not a Carnival person. But I said, all right, let me do it. It was the video that I put the least effort into. Editing was slapdash and just throw up. That video did 500 and something thousand views. That's my first. Wow. That was my first video that I would say went viral. And that brought in some subscribers. And I was like, wow, all right. Repeated that, because a few days later there was a Carnival party. Went to the party, documented that. It went up to 100,000 subscribers.
Wow.
All right, but then following post after that was not a Carnival video. So then it went right back down to 100 views. Right back down to 200 views. And that's the thing that people don't understand, is that while it's good to go, everybody wants to go viral, but it actually hurts your channel if you go viral for content that you are not going to be pushing out.
Yeah.
Because those people come to Carnival, and when I return to posting Jamaican lifestyle, there's no Carnival, then I don't get that view. So that's also something that I always advise people against trying to do viral videos just for the trend. If it's not something that is within your niche, leave it alone. You know what I mean? So
that's interesting advice. That's really good advice.
Yeah. No. So moving it along.
That viral is what you want.
Mm-hmm. And moving.
So what happened after? What did you do after?
I mean, I continue posting my regular Russian and blog videos. Of course, again, as I said before, at the time, I wasn't as confident as as I am right now. So if you watch back the old videos, I mean, they're good, but how I'm firm in what I'm saying and I'm telling you what it is now. I was a little bit more shy with the camera, you know. I want to do it, but still a little finding my voice in the space, finding my angle, how I'm going to make it different. So I'm always there thinking about what am I going to do to make it different. COVID came last year. And while the channel had, I think, pre-COVID, the channel might have had about 5,000 subscribers. COVID came, everybody was locked in, everybody's inside. All right, can't go out. I'm just a ton of yard. Rachel being an unruly person that she is.
Yes.
I'm just a ton of yard. I am not going to turn on my yard. People are in, people need content to consume. This is my opportunity. COVID come and knock us down, but me I go find an opportunity out of this. I'm going to try and do something. You know, and some of it is a luck of the draw. Some of it is by chance. Some of it is, it has happened. I started doing content. I did one content in Westmoreland, and that was well received. And it was actually very surprising to me that it was so well received. So, all right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna duplicate that content.
Right.
Duplicate it. It didn't do as well, but it was doing better than before. And I kept just being consistent now with the posting, kept being now listening to what people are asking for. And it kind of just
So you're saying that your subscribers started to actually ask you for particular types of content?
I mean, I would say they have been, from the started coming in, yes. They've been asking for a particular type, or when I put out a particular type of content, by way of views and by way of comments, they would, you know, tell me how well it is, how they like it, what they like, stuff like that. So now it started to become, I need to now listen to the audience. Do less of what I like, or find a way to do what I like, but also incorporating what they like. I'm naturally, I'd say an informative person because I like to give information, I like to give context, I like to people to understand what I'm saying. I'm not a teacher by profession, but I've been teaching all my life. I teach CXC math class for most of the last part of high school, and then after high school, I've been teaching maths, I've been teaching students, I've been helping out. So I know it's natural for me to know incorporate that into the entertainment aspect of the videos and to start adding the teaching part. And the more I did that, the more persons were telling me, oh, I like that. I like how informative it is. So, of course, that helped to boost the confidence and helped to, all right, I'm doing something right. And then now, after listening to what they like and also planning for what I think makes sense and marrying the two, then it just started working. Of course, I'm a multifaceted person, so you have a group of people that say they want country vlogs. Rushing I'm gonna do the country vlogs, but I'm never a one-sided person, so I'm gonna introduce or incorporate other things. And there's another set of audience that come for that thing. I say I like that too. So, all right, now we have two things working with. Then I introduce something else, and then that draw another set of audience. I say I like that. And so, all right, let me see how these go. So it's listening to the audience and trying new things. Because and I always say, when you're starting out, you have to try different things to see what works for you.
Right.
And then you make it your own. Kind of vibe. I don't know if we start kind of starting around the world, but it's a lot of factors that really play into what the Russian brand is right now and the direction of it. So I could talk for days.
But me, we have no problem with that. Watching from the outside in, as I said, I realized that a lot of successful YouTubers, and you are becoming a big YouTuber, and certainly a lot of it is driven by personality, and there's something about your personality. I mean, I'm an actor, singer, etc. When you step into the room, people see you as tiny as you are. You have that thing that it's true. People see you. You just have this. It's your presence, and you're able to bring it across. And one of the things I can tell you that my favorite vlogs with you started, and this is so strange. You shared a vlog of you're at some, it was a relative, I think, or a friend looking for a place to rent. And for some odd reason, I just love those vlogs. Because it's almost as if I'm looking over your shoulder. And that led me to the country vlog. I come from town, but I love country. You know what I'm saying? When we talk to people about YouTube, people get lost in the technicalities. You know, the SEOs and the keywords and all the analytics and, you know. But it seemed to me that your growth was very organic. You sort of just went from one thing to the next to the next. And you drew, and you said something that is very interesting. You had 3 different types of audiences, but you found a way to please all 3. What did you do? You did 3 different type of vlogs for each, or you found a way to combine both, everything?
Well, I mean, it's something I'm still doing. I have different audiences that go for different things. So my Michelin is a Jamaican lifestyle channel, right? So I have those that come for the country vlogs. I have those that come for the real estate videos. I have those that come to learn about YouTube. I have those that just come for anything I post because they have now grown to like me, trust me, and just want to see whatever I put out. So there are, if you notice, my videos are done in series for the most part.
Yes, yes.
So if I'm on house hunting, I have a house hunting series. The last series closed with, I think, 12 episodes of house hunting videos. The one before that was 20 episodes. You know, then there's country vlog. I did a 4-series one just last week because there are people that's coming for that. So I still find a way to please everyone while doing what I want to do and doing it in a way that everyone likes. So it's not one thing that I'm doing is, okay, what is my audience? Because you have to have a strategy around how you're planning to grow. So at the beginning of the year, looking at my analytics, looking at my number, looking at the content I've been doing, thinking about the content I want to do, I'll set goals and say, okay, what am I going to do to achieve those goals? Now, my goal has always been to get to 50,000 subscribers by June.
And congrats, by the way, congratulations. That's a big...
which I've done, and thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of hard work that got into it, and YouTube, sometimes a lot of people I could have gotten there sooner. It could have taken a longer time, but there's still a strategy around how I plan to do it, whether it's a lot or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, it's a big business. It's a lot of work. It is fun if you make it fun. And I always tell people that if it's not something that you love to do, probably isn't for you. Because it's going to take a lot of work. And if it's something you want to do long term, it's going to take a lot of planning. But it's great.
Yeah. You know, one of the things about you that I have always found remarkable is as you have grown and grown and grown, because I mean, I'm predicting 1 million subscribers for you. I know it's going to happen. I know you're going to get there. You're going to get there. You're going to get there. It's always been really humbling that I can pick up the phone and call you and say, Raj, help! And that seems to be something that's within your nature, though, because there are 2 things that you started.
Let's pause before you continue. Yes. When you call for help, I'm gonna give you the help. You don't listen sometimes, but continue.
That's true. I'm beginning to listen. Remember, you said to me, change the name of your. You remember you said it was Black Light Records, and you said, "What are you doing? Come on!" And I did it, and it's So I'm listening, boss. I'm listening.
All right.
Now there's this thing that you've done that that I think we fall in love with, which is bringing your mom and your grandmother and some of your friends on the vlogs. And let me tell you something, we all love your mother and your grandmother. I think you know this now, right? We absolutely love her. How did that come about? Was it an accident? Was it planned? Were you just going somewhere one day and say, Mom, come, Grandma, come?
You know, I've never thought about how I brought them on the first time. I don't remember.
Was it the election? It was the election. It was the first time I saw it, and it was one of the vlogs where you were looking for somewhere to rent. You had brought a cousin, and then your
My
mom.
mom had okay, so it was my mom that came first because she was doing the house hunting vlogs with me. All right, so my mother is this person, right? Where if I call on her to help me do something, she'll make the time for the most part. But she'll
Oh,
come. I remember doing the. I can't remember when was the first time, but what I can remember right now is the house hunting series, and she was coming with
yes,
me.
yeah,
And then I would just turn the camera on and so after I done giving my take on it, I said, so what you think? Yeah,
yeah.
man, yes, man, listen.
Yes, yes.
It's like,
Yeah,
so
I know some of
I
your fans
you
are some of your fans are here, and I just have to pick them up. There's Cherise Rowe. She says Rochelin Family over here representing from Vancouver.
hey.
Marva Mahone says watching your rafting trip. I will make certain I do one when I return on my vacation this year.
Yes, do it. It is so relaxing.
It really actually is. It really is. It really is.
Really.
Rafting one of the places I absolutely love rafting in. So many. One of the things about your that you do that and I think this is innately your personality is in the midst of the pandemic you started to give away tablets. And I'm telling you, it moved me literally to tears because
Aww.
it's true. Because you're that kind of person. I realize this is simply who you are. What started that? What led you down that path?
Well, I'm naturally a giver, so you're correct. It is innate
Yeah.
in me. However, when the pandemic hit, just think about what the different challenges are for different people. I was always thinking about what are the different ways I can help. I'm always thinking about how can I help. And that's what the channel is about, helping persons, some people to, overcome whatever they're having overseas because, people are going through different things and sometimes as they tell me the content uplift themselves. And similarly with the whole drive to give out tablets, I was seeing a lot of videos online, and a lot of voice notes. People started making memes, and funny thing about people not having the devices to go online,
Wow.
and the children had to be doing, and Jamaica, we're not taking serious, so we'll make it into a whole thing and all of that. But really, the root of the problem is that we genuinely do not have the students don't have the devices to go online. They don't have the means to do it. Some of the parents don't have the means. They hear all these stories about a parent having 7 children and all of them sharing one cell phone.
Wow.
Students been out of school for how many months? People can't go because them not have no internet. They hear all of these things and I'm like, how can I help in my little way? And then a couple months before that, I had helped a cousin of mine to get a laptop with the help of my supporters. And I saw how powerful we could be if we came together. So
Yeah.
again, I was like, all right, here's another opportunity you can jump on. I went ahead, I purchased some tablets out of my own money. I put it out there to my audience and I listen, this is the situation here in Jamaica. And because I have a large contingent of followers that are in the diaspora, they're overseas. Actually, most of my followers are not in Jamaica, they're overseas.
Right.
A lot of them are Jamaicans living elsewhere. And, put it out and say, listen, this is the situation that's happening in Jamaica, and this is what I've done. This is what I'm planning to do. If you're interested in helping out, then here's what you do. Based on how they had reached out to me prior to help out with my cousin. And I was just so happy to see that so many persons reached out to me and said, yeah, man, some people say, I don't have the money now, maybe next time, but my support is my way of doing the video. And that alone is good for me. And just to know that we can help someone, even if it's just to get on, because we can't fix everybody's problem, but we can do our little part
Yeah.
to make it better, and coming from humble beginnings and coming from situations where I did not have things, and I know what it felt like to get the help from somebody to get something. I wanted to also do that for the student. And what I was most happy about is that, 'cause of course, there's a concern that persons are going to show up and message me who don't really need it and just want another tablet.
Right.
But I went through a screening process, and I'm very happy that the persons that were selected to get the tablets were persons that were
Who
in need,
needed it? Who
who
needed
needed
it?
it. And they were so appreciative, so grateful. And I was just very happy that that went well and that was well received. And some people couldn't make it to Kingston because, it was to anybody. It wasn't just the Kingstonians. I'm located in Kingston, but it was for anybody located anywhere. And went to the shipping company, ship it off. Some people meet me someplace, send somebody and all of that. And I was just very happy to know that we could help him somewhere. If more of us came together to help
Right.
him, it would be such a better place. I mean, I must say that I did see some artists and some businesses giving back, which I was very happy about. And I wanted to make sure that I play the part that I can.
Right.
You know,
You said you're from humble beginnings. Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Kingston.
Which part of Kingston?
I'm originally from Waterhouse in Kingston.
Oh, Waterhouse. Why did I think you were from where we met? I don't know why I thought that.
Nope.
You're
I'm
from
originally,
Waterhouse.
I'm originally
Nice.
from Waterhouse.
Nice. Where did you go to school?
Wilmers.
Oh, yes, you mentioned that. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I remember. Forgive me. Forgive me. I actually didn't mean in high school. I mean before high school.
Before that, I went to Richmond Park Prep.
Oh, Richmond Park. Yeah. I did a concert there once. I remember that. Yes. Yes, I remember that. And yes, let me just behave myself. So, so now you've hit 50,000 subscribers, which is a huge deal. Doing doing content that is primarily informative and positive.
Yeah.
Now, I don't judge people, but I've noticed that a lot of the Jamaican-based YouTubers who are doing well are the content is questionable. I'm not going to knock the content because they have their audience, right?
Mm.
Now I know that a lot of people would be tempted to go the route that they think will get them there fastest. What's your advice in terms of someone who started the process of YouTube? Should they expect if they work hard to get there in the next 6 months or the next 10 years?
All right. So for someone who's just starting, at first, let's say to start. First of all, ask yourself, why are you starting? What are you planning to start? How are you going to be different? And when you answer those questions, then start. Regardless of the tech or the gadget you have at the time, if you have something that you can start and you can work with, start. Now, as it relates to should you go the route that's most popular, which oftentimes is a vulgar route, if that is your personality, that is your brand, and that is what you want to be known as, go ahead. I'll never
Cool.
knock anybody's hustle. But
Cool.
personally, for me, if it is that you're trying to build a brand and to work with businesses and to be known for something outside of that, I'd say stick to the clean route, right? Do content that you like, content that you're good at, have an objective or subjective for your content. As I mentioned earlier, don't try to follow the trends of today if it's not relevant to the content that you're doing. So
Right.
don't try to do I don't know, what trend is out there today. Justin Bieber trend. And your
Well,
content is,
I know the trend, but I don't want to talk about it.
I don't know the trend. But
I
don't,
do. I do. I don't want to talk about it.
I'm very proud of you for knowing.
Well, I mean, you know what?
It doesn't relate to what you are doing. And
But
also, I'll say that you'll hear this term over and over and over and over and over and over again from every single content creator. that is doing it and doing it successfully is that consistency is key. Consistency, consistency, consistency. And a lot of persons ask me, when is a consistency mean that I must post every day? No. Find your pace, find your rhythm. If it is that you can post every day and be consistent at posting every day, do it. If you can only do it once a week, don't kill up yourself and post every day now. And then 2 weeks from now, you're not have no more content. And then you're gone to one time haphazard
Yes.
here and there. It's better to post once a week for 10 weeks than post every day for 10 days and then start. So
Got it.
just
All
be
right.
consistent, pace yourself, know what it is that you can take on and yourself. Can you do once a week? Can you do twice a week? But do it consistently, find a rhythm that works for you, and then you work that because the algorithm will then expect your content and push it to the audience that it knows that usually picks up your content. You see, when I go off of my schedule like I'm doing right now, my
Yeah.
channel suffers. And it is suffering right now. Another thing I want to add, don't watch your subscriber number. And the previous guest mentioned about, looking at the numbers on the face. Leave the numbers on the face. Leave that. Just focus on the content you're putting out, the quality of the content you're putting out, the objective of the content you're putting out, and keep doing that. Because you can have 100,000 subscribers, 1,000,000 subscribers, and if you're only getting 10 views on it, then it don't matter how many subscribers you have. The subscribers
True.
is really just a marketing tool to businesses that oftentimes don't even understand what the number means. So
Right.
50,000, while I'm grateful to have 50,000 people subscribe to me, I'm more concerned about my average watch time, my CPM for revenue purposes. I'm
Right.
more, I'm more concerned about the average view duration.
Right.
I'm more concerned about the comments. I'm more concerned about those things more than the subscribers. I'm going to celebrate the milestone because it is a milestone. 50,000 persons click subscribe. But that is not the end all. That is just one metric that looks good on the outside to people looking in. But that is the last thing I'm concerned about. There's so many more metrics to look at. The
Right. Right.
conversion rate, how much people interacting with your content, so these are the other things too. When you look at your analytics down and be like, all right, this is 50. You ever see a channel with all 300,000 subscribers and them not get no more than 50 views?
Yes, I've
What's
seen
the
that.
point?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen
What's
it.
the
I've seen
point?
it.
So yeah,
Yeah.
the subscriber number look good, but there's so many more things to look for and listening to your audience to see what your audience wants. And doing that, collaboration is also good too, but collaborate with people who it makes sense for the channel.
Right. One second. If you are watching Jamaican Celebrity Talk, where we talk the things them, and tonight we are fortunate. I'm your host Peter Lloyd, and I'm super fortunate because I have two beauties with me tonight. Um, Talking now with the one and only Rashidin, one of the sweetest persons I know. I should know me love her. I should know me love her. Beautiful human being, and she's sharing her journey with us. This YouTuber, as of this week, hit 50,000 subscribers, which is a big deal. Great content, great content. Oh, by the way, Omar White says, Mr. Lloyd, keep pushing. I'm a fan from Royal Palm Beach. Yes, my boss. Yes, my boss. We are 40s. We never give up. We never give up. And of course, I just got a tongue lashing because Rashid seminar, this is what she tell me. Me I learn, yeah. I'm not sure. No. Yeah, no, see, no.
Yeah, come like a
We just
very
hit a beat a while ago, but it's all right. It's all right. I'm becoming more consistent. My stuff is coming out now. I'm doing all right. I'm getting there, boss. I'm getting there, boss.
proud
Um,
of you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. So Pete, so all right. You're a woman in the YouTube space, and there's something I've noticed about YouTube that I don't want to be controversial, but I realize that a lot of the top YouTubers tend to be Caucasian. All right. I noticed that? I mean, that's something that I've just observed. I mean, my connection is that maybe they're Caucasian. Primarily, the reason why this is so is because most first world countries are Caucasian, and people have more access to devices, etc., etc., etc. Tell me three things that you'd advise anyone who's already on YouTube. They're not doing that well. Three things that you'd tell Peter Lloyd, for instance, to do. Three things that you think every YouTuber should do. If you use me, so you know what mine. What Amara said, Rushlin, my wife, Alicia, says hi.
Hi, Amara. Okay.
Three things that you would tell any YouTuber. Use me as the example, for instance.
All right, three things I tell any YouTuber.
Any YouTuber, but you can't point it at me. Not right. In terms of growth.
Be consistent.
Consistent is number one. Consistency. Okay.
Be original.
Be original.
Find your voice in the space. Find what makes you different. Even if you're gonna be doing something that has already been done, put your spin on it, make it your own, because it's something that you're gonna have to be doing for a long term. So
Right.
find your way to tell that story, or find your way to do it, because if it pretend to be somebody else for 5 months, the reason is gonna come out after a while, and that's gonna be a problem. So, and then I'd say just research, read the information to grow and to do the things. They're online. So read, research, go and find the information and put it to use when you do get the information, and you'll be fine. And also the fourth thing is, if you haven't started and want to answer the 3 questions I told you earlier, start. Start.
Remind us of those 3 questions, just in case anyone new was coming along and didn't know. The 3 questions you need to ask yourself before you start becoming a YouTuber.
What are you planning to do? Who are you planning to? And why are you doing it? And if you can answer that, start.
Nice. When you started out,
let me add that for those that are already in the space and those that are coming on, understand that people have diverted from regular television for a reason. They've diverted because, for many reasons, but one of the reasons is they want to feel more connected to the people that they're watching, right? Which is why these home style videos that are not very well professionally edited are doing so well. So now that you know that, you have to find a way to build a community. So it's now becoming more than the numbers, but more of a community. Why should people trust you? Why should people listen to you? You know, after knowing who are these people they're targeting, like, why should they do that? So figuring out that why will help you to carve out what that should look like and building that community so that they can trust you. So that if you say, listen, I go down the road, you could take one yellow bus. The yellow bus was good. Tomorrow, somebody say, you know, me go down the road and because Rochelle says she take one yellow bus, me go try find one yellow bus. You know, you have to find a way to do it so that they say, all right, this is, and don't worry about the numbers. You have a small committee. Sometimes it's better, most times, it's better you have 100 loyal supporters than 1,000 supporters that don't care about what you're saying. So just work with your community, build up that community, and add to that community. And then you'll be able to convert from there.
Do you think being a woman in the space is an advantage or a disadvantage?
It's how you look at it. It's how you perceive it. Are you gonna go for it with the mindset that being a woman is going to be an advantage for me? Or are you gonna go with being a woman as being a disadvantage? Right now, it doesn't matter. I'm a content creator.
Right.
So however you want to perceive it, I'm just creating the content. from my perspective. I happen to be a woman, and this is my perspective, so this is what I'm doing. But it depends on how you want to see it. I mean, in everything there are advantages and disadvantages, but you just have to make it what you want. You're not working for somebody, you're working for yourself, so you have to carve out your little space and make it into what you want it to be.
What about branding opportunities? I mean, the other day I saw you advertising bun for Easter. I it looked as if it was a branded content. Um, when you're approached initially as a YouTuber, because I mean I already have tons of people coming to me with this kind of stuff, most of which I have no interest in. How what advice do you have in terms of someone agreeing to sell a brand that they would never, in other words, there's a watch company that keeps coming at me, and if you notice, I don't wear no kind of jewelry, right? What do you what's your advice to people when they're first being approached by all these branding companies?
Well, firstly, some of them are scams, so be very careful of them. Especially the ones at the bottom that say message me via WhatsApp. Be very careful because you're gonna have people coming from north, south, east, and west. And
Right.
as Jamaicans, if you're a Jamaican here, we know a lot about scamming. So
Yes.
be very careful.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yes.
Secondly, I would never advise someone to promote a brand or collaborate with a brand that you don't truly believe in. Because the intent, the whole point of this thing is to create a community that can trust you. And if you're gonna be doing something you don't believe in, at some point the lie is gonna come out. To me, it's not worth getting a quick buck now and then later damage your reputation. If it's not something that you don't believe in, I'd say no. I personally am not, will never work with a brand that I personally don't believe in. You know, so whatever I'm promoting on my channel is something that I truly believe so. And I feel like, you know, it can benefit my audience. So I would say don't do it.
All right. Do you build your content around keywords? Have you ever done that?
No. Explain a little bit further what you mean by that.
Well, I mean, when the more I read is the more I'm told that keywords are essential in terms of YouTube and growing and being pushed up by the algorithm. But at the same time, I see a lot of content creators who I like. I like Yendi, I like yourself, I like Mitchell. There are a couple of other people that I like a lot. And when I check their content, most of these people don't have any keywords in it, but they're doing extremely well. They're doing well at least. You know what I'm saying? They're getting 30 to 100 to 200,000, 500,000 views. So I'm asking, is that something that you would advise? Because one of the challenges I have found on a personal level is I'm a very intuitive person, so I follow my gut. And when you start reading more about YouTube, you're hearing about search engine optimization, you're hearing all this technical stuff, and yet a lot of the channels that I do follow that are doing well, when I check it, there is nothing. I don't see anything that even look like a keyword.
Well, I mean, a keyword can be anything, you know. A keyword can be anything. So for you doing celebrity chat, celebrity can be the keyword for your content.
Right.
Personally, I don't go by keywords per se. I plan in advance for what it is that I'm trying to put out. There are times when stuff just happens spontaneously and it just fits into what I'm doing. You see, because I know what my channel is about, what the objective is, who I'm trying to reach, I'm always in that frame of mind of what content I'm going to produce that will meet that objective.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So then I plan around that. So my channel is a Jamaican lifestyle channel. My target audience is diaspora Jamaicans, people living outside of Jamaica who want to learn about Jamaica, and also for those that are here in Jamaica that want to tap into the knowledge of Jamaica that they don't have, where they're gonna be informed about it, receive a fresh perspective about it, or just to see something that they already know, but just to, just to see it. So because I already going in that in mind, then I look at, okay, what are the things that people would want to see? What kind of content would I want to see if I weren't in Jamaica, or if I didn't have access to visiting or seeing that kind of content? And then it kind of just run around that. So I wouldn't say I take a keyword per se, but it's finding what it is that the audience wants and what it is that you can do to meet the objective, which is to give the audience what they want.
Right.
So keywords, no. I mean, when you're gonna be posting, there's certain things you should do. You're gonna add your tags. You're gonna do, but there are tools online to help you with this, with all of this keywording and search engine optimization. And I must say, it's not just a YouTube thing; it's a digital thing. So even if you're doing a blog, if you're doing anything online, you can learn about search engine optimization to optimize the brand, optimize your website, to push you more forward. It's not just YouTube. And understand that digital marketing, digital content creation, there's a whole world around it. There's a lot to learn if you're interested. And it's good to have the knowledge and good to understand. But my channel grew organically. And not to say that I wouldn't necessarily get it. I do get a little technical at times, but I don't really do much of that for this particular channel. For another channel that I'm starting, I will be doing a little bit more of that. And you guys will hear that.
Okay. So you took 5 years to get to where you're at. And I'm told that for you to get there in 5 years, by YouTube standards, it's kind of fast. I've been told that a lot of the people who are doing well on the YouTube platform have been there for 15 years, 10 years, 7 years, longer. I mean, they took a while to grow and build. I asked Icita earlier, but I'm going to also ask you your thoughts on people purchasing views and likes, etc.
And I'll stick to what Icita said earlier. I said, don't do it. I don't encourage it. It ends up hurting your channel in the long run. Or in the short run. I mean, as I said, the purchasing the views and the like is the outside metric that the world sees. You have another set of analytics in the background that you need to focus on, because that's what's going to influence the outside metric that people see. So don't buy views, buy likes. What's the point of having 100,000 followers and 20 likes on the one photo? That don't look good.
Right.
Put your grow organically, put things in place to grow, but not by buying views or by buying likes or by buying. I do not encourage it. It's not something I would ever do or encourage anyone to do.
Okay, so this is Jamaica Celebrity Talk. I'm your host, Peter Lloyd. This is Peter Lloyd World YouTube channel. We are talking to the one and only Roshalyn, one of the nicest persons I know. Sweet, smart, strong, sexy, very intelligent. Don't knock it, right? And she's sharing her journey with us. We're very fortunate. Let me remind you all, if you are not aware of it, on Peter Lloyd World, the last Friday of every month, we have a concert, a free online concert that features stars from across the globe, doing different genres of music. It's called the Royals in Concert. This month it happens on Friday, the 25th at 8 p.m. Jamaica time, 9 p.m. Eastern, or 6 p.m. Pacific. We're going to be featuring out of Germany, Trickstar, one of Germany's top acts, reggae acts. We have Black Fox from Kingston, Jamaica, and we have a new artist segment. We're going to have, as hosts, we're going to have Italy, and we're going to have Nadira X, and I'll be there. So you guys can stop by. It's free. You just have to click the link and join us, and it's a lot of fun. Great concert. Okay, one more question that I have been told to ask. I'm not sure if I want to ask that question, I know the person this is, but I'm going to ask it.
Somebody tell you to ask me something?
Yes, but I'm not sure if I want to ask it. But I'm going to ask it And yeah, you know what? All right. Is Russian dating anyone?
I don't think anybody told you to ask that question. Next.
No, we can't show you. Remember, I said me know the answer already, but somebody actually asked me that. Are you involved?
Next.
You are.
Next.
In other words, she not answer. All right. Okay. As I'm saying, I'm sure more answer the question. I don't know. But anyway. All right. I was going to ask a personal question, but given the answer that you just gave, I'm not going to ask that question publicly.
That's very smart of you.
You know, some happy trouble. You know, some happy trouble. All right. So, well, Kamara says, as a Jamaican living outside, I prefer to watch positive contents coming out of Jamaica than the negative. That's what
yes.
Watching Russian.
Thank you so much, Omar. And that's what I endeavor to do because there's so many channels and content that's already showcasing or highlighting the negatives of Jamaica. And while I don't understand that Jamaica has its challenges, and trust me, I'm equally as frustrated with the challenges as you are.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes you want to feel that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, you want to see the positive because I must say the positives far outweigh the negative, but then you just know as humans we take on to the negatives a lot more than we do the positives. So I'm naturally a positive person. I'm an optimist, a realist too. And I just try to bring that. I'm being realistic with it. So I'm not going to cover up and tell us we don't have the challenges because we do. But we have some good things. I have some good people doing some good things in Jamaica. So I try to
highlight a lot of good.
Highlight as much as possible. Showcase, bring across stories that can be inspirational. Show the real estate market. We know it's expensive. Trust me, I try to buy a house to it hard. But we have some nice houses here. We have some nice infrastructure here. So I try to showcase that we can dream. I think we can dream.
Yes, yes, agreed.
Country life where some people look at us, scoring upon it and look at it as, now even our country, don't know, look about us. So no, I look on this part, nature nice. Try to show that natural element and try to show a fresh perspective of it. So that, like, I carried a story of a guy's idea where to many people is a poor guy living on a dump land that just did it. To him, rich in happiness, in firm in himself, he know what he's about, and carrying that story, we say, listen, wealth and riches is how you look at it at times, and this is another perspective. Be grateful for what you have and where you are, because look at this guy who have far less than what you have, and is happy with what he has. So I like to bring forward that positivity, bring forward that energy to make it like, listen, there's hope. It's all right.
But it's your personality. It's you who you are. It's just who you are as a person.
Yeah, it's okay to be yourself. You don't have to do the most for feel. Beautiful the way you are. You're all right. All you stay and get up and head muddy sometime and go country the whole day and all a kerchief from my head. Listen, that's
true.
Element. When I go sleep and I brush my teeth, the toothbrush here, the whole light from right as I go down the road. When I go, I mean that, and it's not change. You understand? So that's what I try to do, and I'm just happy that the videos and the content is being received the way that it was intended, because I have an objective. I have a plan for it. I know what I'm about, and I'm sticking to that channel.
Well, Rashida, I'm so humbled that you decided to do our show. It means a lot to me personally. It's great to be able to interview my friends. That's a big deal for me. And I'm sure I've said I have friends who them think turn up loud. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, I'm a friend them and think turn up. Yeah.
I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be on the channel finally called Peter Lloyd World. It took a while for the channel to get that name that I've been encouraging for a long time, but hey, here we are in 2021 for its time. And I'm honored. We have some more work to do, but
Yes.
slowly but
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. You see, this is it, you know. You know what I'm saying? Liberty come through carelessness. But anyway, we love her. Rosalind, how can we find you? How can we find you?
You can find me on all social media platforms at Rosalind. The importance of branding, Icita mentioned it earlier. Peter
Yes.
is finally getting on the train. Rosalind on YouTube, Rosalind on Instagram, Rosalind on Twitter. My website is www.rosalind.com. You know, okay?
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay, so we just spoke with Rashid, and I'm going to bring on back Icita, and we're going to discuss a topic that I think we should talk about. It may lead to other things. So I am very fortunate. We have someone saying hi. It's KB Baruta Sandwich. Pick up yourself. Yush says Yoshi is it Yoshi, right? Says even when she fell down, she didn't edit it out. This girl is very real. That is so true. Let me tell you something, Yoshi, right? The first time I meet her, my father know. I say, yo, trust me. Trust me. No, but tell her, my Bridget, Mr. Dave, what's up? I don't know, I don't know. Mr. Dave, what do you mean you don't know? Dave. Just article real. And the thing is, I've seen her evolve, and she's just an amazing person, the same person. Stop blush, stop blush. Cause I know a true man talk, a true man talk. Love her, I love her. I love her.
Yeah, you're admitting some things I didn't know. Thank you.
No, no, but it's true, it's true. I mean, love her gone to bed, are good people. Yeah, yeah, she's right, she's blushing. Yeah, man, I tell her, man, meet her, I said, Dave. What do you mean? Shh, what is that? Shh. Let me behave, let me behave, let me behave. All right, so we're gonna bring on back Icita. All right. Yes, people. The thing turn up loud tonight. Loud, loud, loud. I mean, me and two hot girl, two intelligent, amazing, beautiful, smart, articulate queens. Yes, I am. The king, the king, the king is here with the queens. Man, joining us, if you didn't see her early on, is one of this Icita Natisha. And of course, there's Rosalind. And me there. Me want to spoil the picture, but it no matter. You know, it's all right. But thing turn up tonight. My thing turn up tonight. So, what Yoshi Wright said, she's blushing. She was. That is exactly why I did what I did. I know you'd be blushing. All right, so this is what I want to talk about. You know, Jamaica is well known for entertainment globally. And I started my career in the late 90s, the mid to late 1990s, and I'm still around. But I've learned, you know, one has to keep adapting and changing and growing, or you can't survive in this game. I want to ask specifically two things in one, basically. How do you think social media has impacted entertainment in Jamaica, in the Jamaican diaspora? And secondly, do you think our artists, our comedians, our actors, our broadcasters are utilizing social media in a proper way? In an early discussion, Icita said it. I mean, I see people who have million followers on Instagram and hundreds of thousands of people on YouTube, but these artists, I don't see them in the top 10 on the Billboard charts or the top 20 or the top 15 or the top anything. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this? You know, how has it impacted in the industry, particularly dancehall, reggae, acting, singing? And do you think we as artists, are we doing the right things where social media is concerned? I see that.
All right, so I can go first, of course. I think that there's a lot more that we can do. I think we're very creative. We're doing a lot. We have our language, our music is out there, and it really picked up from the reggaeton time when social media just kind of hit Jamaica, kind of spread out and continue that way. And then now recently we have coffee and popcorn kind of do their own thing, and they have really created their own kind of niche and tribe for their thing. But I think one of the issues that I see artists aren't realizing is that they are still looking at people who follow them as fans and not a community. No, if you want to explain it more, when we were growing up, Peter, 5 years ago, when we were just, 10 that time,
Yes, when we were in primary school.
5 years ago, it was a situation where the community grew the children, which means that if my daughters are walking down the road and they misbehave, Miss Jason down the road or Miss Master John, we slap them up properly and send them home and say, tell your mother I'm a beat you because you did a misbehave. So I knew as a mother, single or not, that my community is there for me, will support me when I'm not looking, and will essentially, somebody comes into the community, they'll protect me if that's the case. If I need help because I have a little shop, the community will support me. So when we look at social media, I don't think artists, and I'm using the broad, is actually looking at their followers, subscribers, their fans as a community that they need to nurture and find out what they want and ask them what they think. And did you like this song, or did you like this, what I did in this movie? What would you like to see me in next? What would you like to see me wear? Hear what? I'm doing a music video next week, Thursday. Choose for me what I should wear in that video. And you put out a poll or a vote, interaction, engagement. You want to go on there, and Roshni, I watched her old stuff and new stuff. Her older stuff was very, shaky and stuff, but when she came on, she's knows, like, I feel like she's saying, well, go and see how things are going with it today. So today we're going to talk about such. And, they're not engaging like you're engaging with one person. I call my my community sis. So I'll go onto my Instagram and say, hey, sis, so today we're going to be talking about such and such. And so tell me what you think. Very rarely, like on a live, I'll say, hey guys, because I know that people know that there are other people there. But if I'm doing a video on my feed or doing a story, I make it more personal. And I think that is what artists, actors, comedians, everybody, when they do social media, they forget about the social part of it and just, kind of expect that because that's,
Yeah, we just see numbers. We're just seeing the numbers. We're not seeing people. I mean, I look at internationally. I look at Rihanna and the way she utilizes her. They call Riri's, I think. I see Beyonce doing the same thing, and locally Spice
I was about to mention
seems to have a really solid
Spice.
understanding of her community.
She calls them their besties, and really goes out to them asking for things or giving them advice, taking advice. She goes live, interacting with them, doing things that she wants. Recently, I saw her put out a call for dancers and content creators to show up, and when they showed up, she said, "All right, besties, never live, come here for show," and people feel like they're a part of it. So I totally agree that is an element that is missing, and that's an element that is important in building a following online. I had mentioned it earlier that it's about building the community and not so much the numbers. So for my community, they're called family. Right. My channel is Roshalyn. I didn't get the name. When I was ready for a name, I said, all right, guys, I want you to tell me what's the best name to come up with. What would you want to be called?
Nice.
I got about 300 suggestions, and then we narrowed it down to, all right, family. Since it's a family, Roshalyn family, I'm saying, all right, I know that one the song, but I got some other good suggestions, but this was the one we're running it. So now when people email me, oh, what's up? I'm one of your family members. Hey, family girl, I'm
you know exactly what's up. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let me read this. Let me read this really quickly. Michaelia Lewars says it's almost like a huge support group that international celebrities have. Take, for instance, the support of the army behind BTS or the Beehive behind Beyonce. That really is something that has struck me because I'm relatively new to YouTube. I've been doing this now for roughly a year, about a year. I got monetized in about 4 months because I was doing like some 7-hour lives and stuff, and like people like yourself assisting me. Um, One of the things that confuses me though is why is it that artists at this level, the killer, Bounty Killer, one of my favorite DJs, Beanie, these people, because they already have a phenomenal following. There are already people who they love them. Why do you think some of these artists have not yet gotten to that point where they realize that the community supersedes the numbers?
I would say a couple of things: evolution and communication and
Yeah.
education. Evolution in the sense that Bounty Killer, a dog-hearted, long-time OG,
Yeah.
he is really not the person who I think will take up his social media in his hand.
Mm.
So his his tribe around him would need to educate him into saying that
Mm.
we need to have somebody to do this for you and move in that space, and we can teach you a couple of things. So you're still protected in some sort of way. But I think when it comes down to the older audience, in terms of or Jamaican reggae artists, the very common that kind of person, it would
Right.
be the persons around them telling them that to make this step. The thing about it is that people don't believe that social media on a whole, especially when you are somebody like an artist, that social media becomes a platform for you and not
Yeah.
just a social ground to talk to your friends and show your pictures of you just hanging in something cute. When it becomes a platform that you're actually vested in and it can essentially make you money, people don't look at it as an evolution for growth and scaling. So you start off with one follower, you put up a one post, and then when you get to 10,000 or in social media, 1,000, 5,000, and 10,000. At
Mm.
different levels in those numbers is when you actually start to engage differently, and then you start to scale and streamline and find other avenues to reach out to persons. And I think that's it. It's just evolution. Where it's not to make it even clearer. When I did my degree a couple months ago, um, a couple
Yeah.
months ago, they didn't offer social media as
Right.
a subject, a course, an elective. I had to teach myself social media. I had to learn everything from the ground up, and as a result, it's just not being offered some 4 or 5 years ago, till the point that I have taught social media classes in different universities,
Right.
because there's nothing on paper for anybody to say we have this. There's not a social media degree, and there should be, because there is social media is a part of digital marketing, which is different from standalone marketing that we're used to. And
Yeah.
if we make that shift and say, okay, do marketing and you have a second degree or a minor in social media, and we start to have a culture or a generation that now understands that this is the new way to market, then we will have a lot less gap in the Bounty Killer and the Beanie Man versus the coffee and the popcorn, who are capitalizing, and Spice, who are capitalizing, and Spice is a good example of evolution. Because
Right.
Spice starts out with Bounty them, but
Yeah.
she has really capitalized on the community. You feel like you're a part of her life. You help make her decision. You help buy her house. You help buy her clothes. You're there with her. So she has really tapped into building that community and growing her business through social media. So
But you
I
have to understand. You have to understand though, as an artist myself. I mean, I came from a time when we were told, okay, people are saying you don't. Okay, let me try to find the right way. I've done 19 films across the world. I'm the only Jamaican who's done that. I've had many number one songs. I've done a lot of stuff. But I was taught, and the killer and us, the Beanie Man, and we were taught, you don't big up yourself. You have to wait till people big you up. But social media is the reverse. Social media is me, 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 me. I've done this. I've done these things. So I think a part of it sometimes is just your socialization, how you are brought up. Because when my team first said to me, "Okay, Peter, stop just with the music alone. Let's see your daughter." I mean, I was like, "What? No, you don't see my daughter. That ain't gonna happen."
Yeah.
You work out a lot. Let's see you working out. All of that. It took a while for me to do it because I'm an intensely private person. I mean, many artists are actually very private. But you're right. I find that the younger acts, they utilize social media better. But my problem is, and it's a problem, I see people put out a song last week and next week they call themselves superstar, right? I see people, I mean, I'm like, I don't understand. I see a person do a little part in a movie and they say, I'm the biggest movie star Jamaica produced. So I'm seeing these things and this goes against everything that we are taught. Like Rosalind is right, and you know, you've both advised me about doing certain things. And I resisted.
Right.
Right, I started saying, oh, like when Rosalind and you say, the band no Black Light Records still, them no Peter Lights. Maybe you should have.
First of all, let me interject there and just say welcome, Peter Lloyd. Welcome. That was one of the very first things I said to Peter Lloyd.
Yeah. Yes.
I said,
Rosalind tell me the same
I
thing.
can't find your page on. I can't find you on you. Where are you? I don't find you anywhere.
What is a
Who is Blacklight Records? She said Blacklight Records. I said, who is Blacklight Records? What is that? No, brother. Branding. Welcome.
See, them a beat me publicly, and people them a beat me up.
It's about building the community. You have to let the community know that listen, it took a while, but I'm here. And you're here.
Yeah. It took a while, but I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
And we are a part of your community.
Yeah.
Even though we might be, decision makers in some sort of way, we're part of the community, but we're still watching the content and stuff like that. But to just address the question you said that you see persons, you're right. We in our very young generation of one of those before the X, between the X and the Y, right? That generation, we're really taught that we shouldn't big up ourselves. And that is where a lot of us know entrepreneurs have what we call imposter syndrome. We believe that the things that we're experts at and good at, that people are going to challenge us in that space. So Rosalind may not have that situation because she was raised in a time where YouTube and going out there and putting herself out there was the thing, even though she might have had her, her shyness because of her upbringing. But we have a harder time. It took me 10 years on social media to put out a post last week to say that I've been on social media for 10 years and I have this degree and I have this accolade and I work with these companies and I have the right to now speak on this platform and say what I say.
Well, I can say this publicly. People, I called Icita one day and I said, Icita, you're pretty. Why me not see a picture of them more than your post? I want to see you. Because for me, what I realized with social media, it's the content is important, but the truth is I started to follow Rosalind because I love Rosalind. I just love her from the first time. I like her as a person from the first time I met her, right? I like her as a human being. I appreciate her as a human being. What's a
blush?
Not even a is how much time we hear this since the convo started.
Anyway, let me get back to being professional. But the fact is that I find that the people I follow who I like, it's them. The content is important, but it is them. There's something about like the truth is, I follow Spice simply because she real. She can't get no realer. Like people just in her house. She real. She real. Me not
very
rate her. Even me have to admit I'm rate her. Popcorn. I realize Popcorn love to cook. Me love cook. So,
and probably mother. The mother thing get me.
Rona, man. Rona.
Yes.
I like this Rona. She gonna pray for him from now till tomorrow.
Yes. But you see, this is what I'm saying. I think a lot of it has to do with a generational thing because we were not taught to do that. We were told never big up yourself. Listen, I remember doing an interview years ago, and my peer at the time, Alice Evans, big up Alice. The person asked me about my film career, and I just glossed over it. And she stopped the interview and said, "Peter, no, the people that you know. Can nobody, no other Jamaican never do what you do. And I started to speak about it. That's when I started to say, yes, I was signed to Walt Disney. Yes, I worked at Denzel Washington. Yes, I was handpicked by Spike Lee. I've done all of that all over the world. I worked at Jamie Foxx before he was a star. And then people challenged me. Did you actually do this? You know, because of course we now live in a world where people say a lot of stuff that's just not real. How do you advise us? We getting into this space who are not like that naturally. What do you advise someone do? Because Icita, like I said, I had to say to you, but Icita, when I see the post, I want to see you. I want to actually see you, the person. Why you good looking woman? Why I want to look at you? Nothing wrong. What do you advise us as artists? What do you think we need to do? Do we need to hire a social media guru? Is it that we just need to be ourselves in the process? What do you think?
I think some people really need social media management because they don't really have the skills to do so. For those who really don't have the time to man, I don't expect Popcorn to have the time to do his social media, but I expect that he would at least have somebody to guide him, because I think he does well on his own. And so does Spice. Spice doesn't need a social media manager to do a lot of the things that she does.
Right.
I do identify her as a graphic artist, like as a photographer, and she has a video editor, that kind of thing. And we do 1 or 2 professional things for her, that's fine. So if you don't know, get help. Don't be afraid to say no, you don't know. Get the help you need. That's essentially it. But for the others who are really just, you know, coming on their own, you just need to be yourself. Be yourself and engage with your community and really actively think of them as friends. Think of them as people. Show up for them in that aspect and not shy away from it. Sometimes it's strategy, because it was a lot of strategy where I was just showing up on my page. And then eventually when I figured that my content spoke for itself, then I started to say that I'm the face behind the content.
Okay,
but as well as it depends too on where you get your traffic, because most of my traffic is in my stories. I get a lot more eyes in my stories than I get on my feed. So my feed will have pointed content that will attract anybody from anywhere. But my stories, I go in there with no makeup on, I'm a tie head, I'm kids that run up wild in the background. Because we're knowing the algorithm on the platform also helps, because in Instagram and for most platforms that has a stories, only people who are following you see that. So since they're following me already, they already know me and like me enough to be on my page. They will understand that getting to know me is a part of the process. So I spoke about this earlier. How it should work for anybody is the know, like, trust. So you put out information so they know you. You be yourself so they like you, and they trust you because of those two to essentially extend something like sharing or buying something from you. So I think that's the way that artists need to take it up. Remember the social in it, remember the community aspect of it, address your audience like people and individual people. Don't shun them, reach out to them, interact with them. Send me a DM and tell me something. Do a little competition that make it seem as if you're active about it. Most times when they have a song, I think that guy who did a crocodile teeth guy who did the thing with right? That night when the whole thing came out, the following night he had a thing for persons to tag him in them dancing to that song, and he stayed up till 2 o'clock that morning reposting videos. I actually had a video of me watching it, like a reaction of me watching the girls doing it, and he actually went in and liked it and said thanks for sharing. And I'm saying that even if he's not the one doing it, he's active enough to respond to, and I'm thinking he has 1 million and some subscribers. He's active enough to say thanks. You understand? And I was like, well, you know, I'm still not gonna follow you because I'm not into your content. But I see you, I see what you're saying here. I see what you're doing there. So essentially, the only way to get past any of these blocks is to follow Spice. Treat the people them like a community. Call them besties. And she got one blue name for them at one point. And Smurf.
But you know, but that's the thing though. That's the thing that I find remarkable. I remember seeing this thing with Taylor Swift flying somewhere in her private jet to and just crash one of her fans' home and had a party. And I was like, crap. I mean, you know, that's remarkable. It's just like I'm watching Rosalind. I've seen Rosalind give out stuff to people, and they freak out because I mean they're meeting her in person. I mean, you're right. It's creating a body, a community, and holding on to that community. So we basically what you're saying is that my generation of artists and before me, we have to unlearn a lot of the stuff that we,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying?
And I tell you, sometimes it's even broader than just artists. I find that a lot of Jamaicans, we have a trust issue overall, where we don't want to let people in. And that's something that we need to
Let
bring
go
down
of.
that barrier, let go of, and allow people in. We have this thing where we feel like everybody I can shoot to or everybody I can kill with. Sometimes,
Yes.
if you look at a lot of the US artists that are performing well now are those that are not necessarily because the song good or the content good. Sometimes the content is trash, but they have built up such a community that they'll buy anything that they put out. And
Yeah.
that is the intention, that you're going to build a community so much that they trust your judgment. So if you believe in your song and you say a song good and you sure say it good, and when it not good, they must say, yeah man, Peter, so the song good enough, man. So
That's true. That's true. That's
Right.
true.
that's
That's
a
true.
practical thing.
Right.
So
True.
we have to learn to kind of let people in as Jamaicans,
Right.
and then
Right.
as artists, and just be yourself. We have this ego. A lot of times we have this ego. And I see it with a lot of our content creators in the YouTube space in Jamaica now. And sometimes I see the comments where people say, I did reach out and ask this person for this, and then they really answer. I see them in person and then they even say hi. I say hi to them. Them, no, it's your community, and these are the people that you essentially have control over to some extent,
Some
or these are
extent.
people that you
Yeah.
are
Influence over.
influencing.
Influence over.
Influence over. So
Yes.
why not let them feel like, okay, they're taking the time out of their day to show up for you. You have to take the time out of your day to show up for them.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
mean that's a big deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big deal. It's a big deal. But
True.
it's unlearning a lot of these things. I can tell you as an artist, it can be. I mean, I had the experience of when I started to work out. I started to work out because, right, I had a car accident in '99, and I herniated my disc. My car went to Mount Russell. All right. So when they took me to the hospital, I was just giving people jokes. So the doctors didn't check me for injury; they checked me for internal bleeding, and that was it. And they sent me home. 10 years later, I'm at the gym working out, and my back locks. And I think for the first time, I understood giving birth. The pain was unimaginable.
No, you
Pause,
did.
pause,
No,
pause,
you
pause.
did not.
I see that. Please address
No,
that.
he did. No, you don't understand.
No,
You do not
I'm pretty sure
understand.
I don't. But for me, the pain was unbearable. It was unbearable. And
Nice
as a
work.
result of that, as a result of that, my doctors told me I had a herniated disc. It went back in, but they told me what I need to do is work out. I have no choice. I have to work out. I had a belly. Yes, I did, people, I'm not gonna lie. And I started working out. And I remember the first time I said I'm going to post my journey working out. And people were laughing at me and the other way I do and this and that. So I have some of those same people messaging me now and saying, okay, what do I need to do when I'm doing this exercise? You know what I'm saying? Because they've seen the transformation in my body, and that was the first time I expressed myself like that. And Russian is right. For me, it was a trust issue because you are taught as an artist to love your fan base, right? But I realized that I don't have fans. I have friends. I have people. I have a community. These are people who like me. They are people who they stream my music. I know I'm collecting the royalties. They are there for me. So I think Russian has a very serious point.
And it's really just showing that human element to you also, saying that, okay, and maybe you may look at me as a celebrity, but I'm actually a human and I go through the same things that you go through. And when you start to show that, you help someone that is going through the same thing. So it's looking at them less of, oh, they're my fans, but they're people. You know that when I don't post, because I'm consistent with my postings, I post twice a week, every single week. when I don't post for a week, like I didn't do about 2 weeks ago, I got so many emails. Rochelyn, are you okay? I noticed you didn't post for a whole week. Is everything okay with you? Everything okay with your grandma? Your mommy?
Yes.
I'm like, I'm just tired. Thank you so much for the concern, but I just had a burnout. I needed to say that. But just don't care. I care. I was in Florida 2 weeks ago. I posted this video on Instagram, and I was on the phone talking, and this mother-daughter duo walked up to me. Rochelyn, I hear your voice from a walk-in. Me and a dollar
Nice.
don't know.
Yes.
But come on, the worst outfit. Come and say, nobody not know me, nobody not see me. Your voice loud, but nothing about it. And it was just a beautiful thing. Cause them now, for them started how them watch when them my grandmother make bed potato pudding, and she remember as a girl she used to make potato pudding. Now they start feeling invested.
A part of the community.
A part of me, a part of what I'm doing, a part of the vision. So anything now, and I say, guys, let's do this together. They're more inclined to, all right, Rochelyn, so I could do this enough, so I could do it. When I overcome. You know what I mean? So it's just breaking down that barrier, moving that trust issue, and letting the people in, and let go of the ego. Some of the time, some of them full of too much ego, man. And I want them.
I think.
I see that if you need help, it's okay to ask for help.
Okay.
There are people like I see out there that can help you with these kind of things. So
I don't work with artists. But I can point in the right direction. I used to, but I don't. Listen, I have too much personality for those personalities. So I know people who work well and thrive in that space, but definitely.
Yeah, ask for the help. There are people with the skills and the knowledge. And when you get the help, pay for the help. It is valuable, and you never did have it before.
Yes.
I'm going to ask both of you this in terms of that. I have had situations where people think because you're on in a digital space, that digital is either cheap or free. It's not. I had to put on my $2,500 makeup and my $4,000 lipstick and brush up my hair. Even though nobody knows me, I have on my Louis Vuitton body splash, and my ring light costs money, and my phone costs money, and the electricity and the internet costs money to show up and represent my brand. Rochelyn and Peter Lloyd did the same thing. So people really need to understand that in the social media space, but because it's digital and we don't have to physically drive somewhere, it doesn't mean it doesn't cost. Because it costs time and it costs resources to be used.
One second.
Rochelyn, pay for the services you need.
Pay for the service.
Okay, one second. Let me just do this real quick. Sharon, Sheriff, welcome, Sharon. She says, "Congrats, Rosh." She also said, "Hi, Peter. Miss you too. Seriously." She said, "I had the same conversation today as I saw the camaraderie amongst the YouTubers today in the cruise space as they all meet and greet on the first sailing of the Adventures of the Sea." I mean, the truth is, I found that a house divided cannot stand, right? And I think
collaboration, no competition.
But I think Rochelyn said it. The ego is an important thing, but me not have that kind of problem there. Cause you wouldn't know me call and say, okay, what may I do wrong? What may do wrong? What may I do wrong? And then me might resist. But then little by little, me listen because I realize, say, the other thing I work better than the first thing. People, you see,
we appreciate the fact that you're unknown and we learning.
But don't lie to yourself, Peter. It's not a little bit of resistance. When was the first time you called me about the channel? Last year?
Yes, last
year the same time.
Yes.
That was a year to change a name that represents you, the brand, who is the name brand.
Yes. Let me feel like me there at school, man, and I want to punish me, man. That's not right, man. It don't feel right. It don't feel right.
I saw it go, man, at the community. You know, much time I do something and them tell me say rush. Rush.
That now work.
You never know,
But
listen,
not yours.
Listen, I have to tell you this. You know what I do this? The show is about entertainment, right?
Yeah, let them say rush. You never know that. You never, girl.
I saw that. I was like, for really? When she asked the man what happened to the waist, what happened to the woman?
Listen,
that was really
if
funny.
me don't know, I'm gonna ask. I will ask the question that everybody is afraid or ashamed of asking. Never ask, because someone learn. We never know. We never
Well,
did
listen.
that yet.
Let me say this to you. You know that, all right. I remember I was in Germany. I was on tour, first time I toured Germany, and I rented a vehicle and I'm driving, right? I'm going to Berlin from Dortmund. And my manager at the time, Alice is in the car with me and we're driving, and you know, the GPS did something wrong. So we went somewhere else. Or maybe I misinterpreted what I was told, I'm saying. So we stop at this place now. Alice said, I'm going to ask that person where we should go. And I'm like, no, man, no. And she said to me, why, man, we not ask if we don't last. And you know something I realized at that point, it's true. It really stays up. So when I picked up the phone and I called the both of you last year, and you both said, nobody know Blacklight Records. I was trying to say the same thing. In fact, Rushdin was looking for Peter Lloyd. I said, we can't find you. And I said, it's Blacklight Records. What? Why is it Blacklight Records? And it's, you know, I just changed it like about a month and a half ago. 1 month.
But the last conversation we had, Peter, the last conversation we had in February, March, April, thereabout, and I spoke to you about it. He went into a spiel rushing to tell me as to why it was Blacklight. Mr. Peter, all right, good and fine. I said to him, you have two choices here. Create a new page named Peter Lloyd, or come out of whatever binding situation you have with Blacklight and put your name on it.
Give me a whole speech as to management team and this and yes, sir.
And listen to me. I have much respect for him, and I think to me, I think I would reach out to him. But when he spoke to me in that situation, I had to be coach and coachy. I said, listen to me, man. This cannot work like this. It can't. And for anybody listening, branding is important once you're on social media. You have to be consistent across the board. If you have to be rushing underscore Icita one place and rushing one place, but it's better you put rushing underscore everywhere. Don't bother switch and turn it around.
That's
just
true.
Make it consistent right across. And I think the best thing sometimes is to use your birth given name. Yeah. Give your name.
That's true.
And just move from there. So most often on a person, well, fortunately for people like me and Rushlin, our names are very uncommon.
Let me just add that my name is not actually Rushlin.
Yeah, it's Rochelle.
Oh, my name is Rochelle. My last name is Linton. It's a combination, so it's still my name. Yeah. And yes, it's combination.
Listen, one of these cause Yoshi Wright says Peter wants a beaten.
Right.
But me listen, and I need to get no more beat. Listen.
1 year later.
You know, so the team always tells me stubborn.
When he reaches out to me, I send him an email of instructions that I think he needs to do, and I wait 6 months for him to reach up to that. Just send it off and say, see, there, do it, and then.
Michelle. But me change it.
Let me tell you, it's not uncommon. You're in the statistic of people that unfortunately are resist to change. We use
Yes.
diplomatic terms, resist change. And it's fine. I'm happy that you're finally at that point, and it's good to be able to see where you're coming from and to see where you are
Right.
and know where you're going. So we're very proud of you. We beat you. We're proud of you same way. I know.
Yoshi, Miss Right. Yoshi, you know, since I'm not deserve no beating no more. No more beating. No more beating.
Good job. We see the progress. We see the growth. We want you clean up the piece a little bit more now and thing, and then we
Richard T. Anderson Peter get draped. That not nice. 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 Listen, I listen. You both have to admit I eventually listened, and I will be listening from now on. Anika, why you laugh? Why you laugh at me? Don't laugh at me. That not nice. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Not laugh. We are not friend no more. We are not friend no more. If you go and laugh. What? Sharon Sheriff White says you all are listening to us. We just spoke about our name and whether we should keep going even though it's so long. Okay, okay, cool, understood. I must admit though, my team and I over the years we have always had this fight because I don't know what to me. Listen, people, you know, so I still have some of my clothes from about 2005 and then can't fit me no more, but I still have them in a I mean, I want to take them out. Come here, say.
Let me just say that in life, the only thing constant,
it changed.
You see, if Kodak would have been around, if Kodak had changed, Kodak
yes,
would
that's
in camera, Polaroid camera, and them never want to get digital. Where are they now? I think of the past. So we have to. We have to.
Blockbusters would still be around if they had followed the Netflix thing and see.
Exactly. So we have to change, and the faster we get that in our heads, the better it is for us. Now it's social media, now it's digital content, now it's building a community, now it's that. It's not go dance and Anna 3D to the distract them. All these things that I learned about because I wasn't around, you know, I'm a baby. So now it's streaming services. I'm doing it on social media and all that. So we have to go with the times. Otherwise, we're going to get left in the past. And unfortunately, that's some people's reality. They get left in the past because they're not.
Yeah.
No, listen. Know that
older, and I'm going to, as an older young lady, I'm 38 years old, right? Yeah. One of the things I've realized
young.
Yeah. One of the things I've realized is that you have to embrace the change. You have to really embrace and evolve with it. When something starts, so we have a tendency to always talk about the sciences behind it and the negativity and what is going to end up the wrong with it. The fact is that in every single thing that starts out new, there's something there's going to be a small percentage that's going to negatively impact. Because social media has ruined some person's life, has ruined some person's business. But 90%, if not more than that, has had great success on social media. And the fact that social media is a space that can ruin the business, to me, is what I'm embracing. Because one of the biggest issues we have as content creators, influencers, and small businesses is that we have no customer service. And if you think you're going to put your business on social media and route to a customer, that customer that wants to put you on them stories and tell them family, friends, and their granny, aunt, uncle to blast the negativity, you will be so sorry. So that social media has leveled up the way we do customer service, the way we communicate, what we say in black and white, because we're less likely to respond to a negative comment in black and white that can be screenshot and reposted, our video responding to something or reacting to something. So we really do have embraced some of the changes, and the fact that I think that the space evolves and how it is going to go for the evolution of music and artists and company, I think it's just going to get better. The service is going to get better. The competition is going to get better. The collaboration is going to get better. The entertainment is going to get better. The education is going to get better. Everything is just going to improve because it's very competitive. And there are billions of people using the space.
Well, I mean, I have to say this. I think, and you both of you share your thoughts on this. I think the pandemic revolutionized, particularly in Jamaica and diaspora, our use of social media. I think it changed the process forever. And I mean, I keep hearing people say, when the pandemic ends and it's going to end, we're going to go back to the way it was. And what are your thoughts? I don't think we're ever going to go back.
What is a go back? Go back where?
You know, I mean,
I don't think so. This is the way
I don't
forward.
think so.
And again, like we've been saying, we have to embrace the change. This is where the world is now, so we have to just go with it. I mean, I know the pandemic has caused a lot of life and it is sad in many aspects, but it's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to tap into different things that you didn't think you could tap into before. It's an opportunity to change. And the more and the faster we get in that mindset, the better it is for us and the faster we get to where we need to get. So I don't think there's no going back. But
Going back to what?
Oh yeah, going back to is now
going back to
how we move forward. Listen, we have
before the pandemic.
We have curbside pickup. We have delivery. We have things.
Yes.
Long time.
Exactly. Remember, Peter has to freeze.
I didn't hear you. Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Sorry.
No, I'm not hearing you, Icita.
I was saying to you that I think I said Rushlin, and I seen him. She's not moving.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, she's okay on my side. I'm not sure what's going on. Icita, you want to go out and come back in?
Oh yeah, I see now.
Okay.
All right, no problem. Both of you have spoken to the importance of doing collaborations. Why exactly do you think that's important for a YouTuber or for anyone utilizing social media? Because I've seen some disasters. There's a young lady I follow on Instagram. She had live she used to do on a Saturday night. She's a DJ, and she was doing her live, brought on some people, and the gentleman exposed his genitalia on the live, which actually shocked me. But why do you think it's important? Because Rashid, I remember you doing stuff with Dirty Berry, right? Which I really enjoy. Why is it important, you think, to do collabs on social media?
I mean, it is important to do collabs so that you get to tap into each other's market, provided that the person here, and I'll always say, because people reach out to me all the time for collabs, but just like with working with a brand, because they perform a collaboration, you have to decide and identify what similarities do you have for you to be collabing in the first place. Because there's no point in collabing with someone that has a totally different target audience, totally different niche, totally different everything. Then there's a waste of a collaboration. That's a waste of a video. Because then you want the conversion there. So when you're collabing, you have to find the people or the brands that have similar interests, similar target audience, similar niche as you are in, and it doesn't have to be the exact same thing, but it's something where you guys are complementing each other. So collabing is important, because I encourage collabing over competition, but find the right person to collab with. So Spice just got collab with Sean Paul and Shaggy. Are the best collab right now.
Shot. No doubt. Number one, shot.
You have to find the right time and the right person or the right brand to complement your brand and complement each other. It's a collabing is a win-win situation. It's a give and take situation. It's not a you come leech off of somebody or somebody, but it is supposed to be collaborative. It is
mutually beneficial to both.
Yeah.
True.
All right. Well, ladies, I have to thank you both for spending all this time with me. I'm such a lucky man. I'm so blessed by the Most High Jah because I had these two beautiful queens with me. Information. Yep. So I'm very blessed to have these two remarkable people, two persons I know personally, and who I have admired their work, etc., for some time. Two babies, two very young ladies, but gorgeous, gorgeous, smart, intelligent, in wise beyond their years, people, wise beyond their years. Please go and follow Icita Natisha. You can find her on all social media platforms, just as Icita Natisha. You see the spelling right here. And the same thing with Rocheline, just like how you can now find Peter Lloyd on all platforms as Peter Lloyd. Yeah! Sorry, let me just come down a little bit. Yes, let me say again, what we normally do with these interviews, we cut them up and we share them out throughout the coming weeks. You're going to be able to see these two remarkable ladies again. I'm going to again invite you all. We have the Royals in concert that happens Friday, June 25th at 8 p.m. Jamaica time, 9 p.m. Eastern, or 6 p.m. Pacific. It's a free concert featuring global stars. This month we have Trickstar, DJ out of Germany. She's remarkable. We have Black Fox from Kingston, young DJ on the rise. And we have a new artist segment. We're going to have Nadira X and Italy as our host judges. We're supposed to have Rocheline very soon, so I just have to work it out with Rocheline.
Rocheline,
yeah. Yes, just have to work it out with Rocheline. Yes.
Sing.
I'm going to terrorize.
I'm a nice bathroom voice, yes? When the show happens very hard, and you can barely hear me.
I want to thank everyone for stopping by. This has been Jamaica Celebrity Talk. We do this every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. Each week we interview two remarkable persons within entertainment. And this week we've been very fortunate. We have Rocheline, my favorite YouTuber actually, who just hit 50,000 subscribers. And we have another one of my favorite people, Icita Natisha. Please go and follow them. Let me read some of this stuff before we go. Sharon says, I would love to collab. My niche is travel. And so even though we sell travel, we share vital updates and tips. Then she says, help us grow both our YouTube and podcast channels. May I share my details here? No, Sharon, I don't allow that on my channel. I'm so very sorry, but I just don't allow it. But I'm sure people will go search for you and find you. I just don't do that here. Yoshi, listen. Yes, you're right. I don't know if I want to read anything, from because you see the people them to beat, Sure.
Hey, I love Yoshi, man. Yoshi's one of my OG family members.
Thank you,
Nice
to meet you too.
Yoshi wrote, it's already 8 o'clock. I'm going to bed. Nice to meet you, Peter Lloyd and Icita. Big up, Rocheline. Big up to you. Have a great one.
Have a good one.
Yoshi, girl. I love you, girl.
Yep.
She's one of my OG wrestling supporters, family members. Listen, Yoshi came to Jamaica. We met up, we link up, because that's what I do. She's been with me, I don't know, from probably 10,000 subscribers too. So she came, I have to go meet the girl, and she's just been phenomenal. And that's what I mean by building your community.
Your community, right.
Understand, Peter Lloyd world. Understand.
Well, I'm so happy that you're both here, and it means a lot because you're two of my favorite people. Great to talk to you, and thank you for being open and honest and sharing your story. Yoshi says only 1,000 subscribers. No.
I guess
Peter, you never know. Say, Richard, is it Rochelle T. Henry said, Peter, never know. Say, I say you're funny. Is that a compliment?
Yes, and Omar's another one of my OG subscribers.
Yes. Omar says me too. Yes, big up yourself.
Yes.
Big up Omar.
Another OG subscriber. Hey, I love what I say.
Listen, it's a beautiful thing when you have people like that. I have some people on my channel who are like that. Marianne, wow, Susie, Tony. It's really great when you have people like that because you know that they're family and stuff. So
yeah.
I'm hoping I'm going to ask you publicly next month. I'd like you to be the host on our Royals in concert next month, and I'm going to ask Icita also to host next month. So hopefully we can get you guys to Icita no looks up. Icita no looks up.
Icita no looks sing 2 Miss Lou poem.
Not true. Me have wole for head. No head. Me naturally stand. I'm not tired.
All right. Okay, people. Let me invite you. Please go follow Icita Letitia. Please go follow Rosalind. And if you enjoyed the show and you're liking what we're doing here, give us a like and consider subscribing to my channel.
Yeah.
A lot of fun here. A lot of fun. Like I said, you can find me on all platforms as Peter Lloyd World. You can find Rosalind everywhere as Rosalind. You can find Icita everywhere as Icita Letitia. You know, I was taught this branding by two best that there are. You see them are going like them now. Here when the Rasta saying yes, yes. Big up and bless up to them. And remember the 25th, Friday 25th of June, we have another staging of the Royals in concert where we bring you amazing artists from across the world. It's free. Just click the link and join. You're gonna have a great time. We've had some great people on the show. And this month we have Trickstar out of Germany, and we have a Black Fox, and we have a new segment. So make sure, all right? I have been your Peter Lloyd. I'm the luckiest man. I have these two beautiful goddesses with me. You know, yes, big up my ego right now. Big up my ego. Big up my ego. I love you both. You guys are remarkable. Thank you for sharing your journey with us here on Jamaican Celebrity Talk. And a lot of persons have learned a lot. I mean, you know, you're two brilliant individuals. People, go check Icita Letitia. Hire her. Pay her. She knows what she is saying.
She does.
Go hire her. Rosalind Final. Pastor Christopher Jones says Rosalind is the best personality. Enjoy. Big up yourself.
You're doing a good job. Keep it up. I've seen the growth. I remember the first FB ad, Instagram ad I saw of you. Until now, you're 50,000. Congratulations. You're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you, darling. Really appreciate it. You're going to make me cry.
We love you, man. We love you. All the love in the room. All right. So thanks, everyone. Look out for our content coming out during the week. Don't want to know move yet. Check this out.
Peter, Brandon.
Oh, yes. Okay, remember what you were taught tonight. We're going to cut it up and share it out. See Rosalind's t-shirt? That's
please,
what we talk about.
I need to get one on my dresses. These are my signature dresses. I need to reach out to you. I'm going to send you a message.
Yes.
Okay?
Make sure.
Peter Lloyd to push over your number so I can get the beats on that.
No problem. Thank you, ladies, for being here and for sharing your journey and for teaching us, you know, and thank you for tolerating me. When I call, I'm going to listen, but now me I listen, and thanks. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for making it. Jamaican Celebrity Talk. I'm your host, Peter Lloyd, and this is Peter Lloyd World YouTube channel. Big up and bless up. We chat the things them tonight. We truly chat the things I'm going to learn enough. I learned a whole lot. Love enough.
Love enough.
Have a great night, people.